what's their myth alias, and then what's their like team name? Does anyone know?
Their myth alias is the one that's in the quotes, and then the name they used for the team name was whatever, Neuro, Pooh Bear, all those other names.
Okay, so Ned, Stu, Deadeye, James, Billy. I don't know. Those seem like. Are you sure it's not the other way around?
Could be. There's chat in the game that will explain it, I feel like, at some point. Yeah, I'm ready whenever.
Yeah.
We're recording. I'm just trying to pull up my Twitch URL.
So you're recording right now?
Yeah, and I'm streaming. Okay. So I'm gonna post the.
So this is Ginslingers versus SF. Who's SF?
Street Fighter.
Street Fighters. That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, civil, pretty much. Rendition of them.
But a whole bunch of alternate aliases are completely different people from the last. Yeah, they're either all under like a new name or it's different people.
Yeah, so
they do like a team theme for this year or something.
Yeah, I mean they were straight up like dumbing. I don't think they revealed who they actually were until like a year after the Smith World Cup. But we do know who the people on the team are now. We don't know how those names match up with what we're seeing in game, other than Bison, who is Phod.
Phod?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so just give a heads up to everybody just starting to watch this. We're about to review the MWC 2000 finals, which was the two teams here are Street Fighters, which is basically civil plus some other people added on. And they're all using aliases, so we don't know exactly who's who on the civil team, other than M. Bison we know is Phod. I feel like some other people in the myth community would know exactly who these people are, the other SF names here are, but maybe we'll be able to figure that out later. I'm not sure. And then this other team is called Ginslingers, and that was like the MWC team name or theme for the team, but like it was based on this FS. And what does FS stand for, guys? Do you know?
Fellowship of Stoneheim.
That's right.
For some of the players who were played a little bit later into Myth, like the early 2000s, you'd remember there's passwords, and one was FS1 and one was FS2. And FS1, you'd put Stone for the password, and for FS2 is Heim. So it came from this team.
Oh, okay. Some cool background knowledge.
Right.
I've used those passwords in the late 10s and didn't know where they came from.
Yeah,
so people have used those passwords throughout Myth, so it came from this team 24 years ago.
Yeah, the FS password was a famous password that was traditionally used. Like what? There was like a handful of passwords that were used for many years just to filter out anybody who didn't like who wasn't like an older player, kind of like if you were an older, more veteran player or in the know, you would know one of these passwords, right? And this was like. The FS password was kind of, and what was the password? Stone 1 or something like that was
Stone and Heim. More than two.
Stone and Heim.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So I think what Asmo said is that the game was titled FS1, then the password was Stone.
Yep.
The game was titled FS2, then the password was Heim. But then later
gotcha.
It didn't matter what the title was later. People just kept.
That's right. It wasn't Stone 1. I was remembering it as Stone 1. No, it was FS1. Password Stone. That's right. Yep. I didn't even remember that about the FS2 password. I think that was less commonly used, but yeah. So we don't. I'm looking at these names on the Ginslingers roster.
I don't know a single name.
I don't know any of those names either. No. I just remembered that Ginslingers was back then. They were like known as a top team, and I guess it's probably because they made it to the finals. So.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. If they made it here, then they're clearly good enough too. So, or lucky enough, but that's a far stretch. So I have the first game loaded up and put on 0 time remaining PT.
Yeah, hang on.
Okay.
So try to help me to keep an eye on the chat both in the Discord and the and Twitch, just in case anybody shows up. I thought maybe 1 or 2 people might show up. It's a little late, but we'll see. Just if anybody shows up, just let me know, because if they leave something in the chat, we can kind of interact with them a little bit. So, and then the other thing I wanted to go over was, Asmo, you posted some pretty good resources for like some additional context of this time period. So here, I'm going to put it up on the screen here. So Asmo found this article that was written in 2006 for the MWC 2006 site, written by HWED, excuse me. And he did like an okay job kind of summarizing from MWC 98 to MWC 2005, like a small recap of each MWC. And I thought there were some interesting things in here. So you got to keep in mind this was written in 2006, but like the way they talk about, like even as early as like MWC 98 and 99, and it's not just from this article. I was reading some other stuff from the MWC 2001 site, some of the articles there as well, some of the stuff written by Phod and some others. It's just interesting to me that they talk about even as early as like 98, or certainly by 99, they talk about how that's like modern myth. And it's like, I don't know, we just went over the MWC 99 finals last week. It didn't look like modern myth to us, right, guys?
Yeah, no, I mean,
People's
that's what we
idea.
would call it now.
Their idea changes over time very quickly. That's for sure what modern myth is.
Yeah, that's like a very relative term. Yeah, exactly. Very relative. Like everything, like, and I remember people, 15 years ago saying modern myth, and that now if we look at games from 15 years ago, it wouldn't feel that, maybe not that so modern either. But there is, like, I will say, like, the rate of change in the game has slowed down.
It's an exponential rate, and it's like a down, like
it's like
heavy exponential early, and it's kind of tapered off.
Yeah, well, I'd say it's like logarithmic, right? It's like the opposite.
Yeah, okay, yes. That's the one I'm going for.
Yeah. I got what you mean. Yeah.
Highly exponential in the beginning, tapers out towards the end.
And also you'll be excited to know that Asmo said that this finals does look a lot better than last year's. So,
good. Yeah, I know we all agreed that we would just be nice and reviewing of the last year's, but the more I started watching it, the more frustrating it became to watch.
Yeah, you were getting really frustrated there.
Oh man, I'm just getting frustrated at a series that happened 25 years ago. Like, it's well in the past now, but I'm looking forward to this one.
And let me real quick, I want to just go over what the I had written like a brief summary of kind of our observations from the last match, and I just want to like quickly go over that again, just so it's kind of like primed in our mind to kind of see how big of a jump has happened in this match. So let me just pull that up real quick. Hang on.
Advantage just because of how bad the internet can.
Okay, so I got it pulled up here. So some of our observations that we noticed, the best players to us seemed like Phod, Guttermouth, and Stinger on Civil, and Scorpio and Hunted for BMF. Some of the bad players seemed to be it's not really relevant anymore for BMF. We said Bullseye and Papa Scrub and Modem. My Modem is a BMF. Were kind of maybe some of the bad players.
Yeah, Bullseye was horrible.
Especially Bullseye up. an El Destructo, Mange, and Visigoth from Civil. I don't know if any of those players are on this Civil. Asmo, do you know that? Do you know if who the like you said we had a collection of the names?
Yeah. Let me take a look. Visigoth is in this one. I know that. So it's Visigoth. It's most of the best players that we identified from Civil the year before. So there's Runer, there's Guttermouth, there's Phod, Visigoth, Banana Tips or however he said his name. Those 5. I'm missing one. How bad the internet. Let me see if I can find.
Banana split backwards. So it's Ananab Tilps.
So it sounds like just Visigoth, as far as the bad players, possibly.
Banana Split didn't really stick. I mean, he captained a lot of games, but when he had units, he wasn't really doing anything either.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of I'm not gonna say bad, but weaker link.
Yeah. So probably El Destructo and Mange are probably not in this Civil roster anymore, is what it seems like to me. The other observations we kind of made were to me the absolute biggest thing was the way archer fighting happened back then. It's just like it's so different than
archer
the way it's done
fighting,
now.
the way they used dwarves, the way they pussed, it was all just.
Yeah, there's several things that are different, but like the archers is just like the absolute pinnacle standout thing for me. Yeah, because like the archer lines are. Everything is clumped up, and that was just like generally true. Like there's no real use of spread formations for the most part. But even in the archer fights, they're clumped up archer lines, and they actually were not even doing back and forth dodging too much either. Like just a little bit, they were doing it a little bit, but like not super prevalently.
Then run away.
Sometimes they would just sit there and just stand still and just sit there and just throw arrows at each other and not move. So it was
Destructo mid on desert walks up, shooting and holds his ground and dies.
So that was really interesting. Dodging in general wasn't much of a thing. It seemed like even when you're talking about like dodging arrows, not just in archer fights, but like melee units dodging arrows or goals dodging dwarf shots. Like there's not much dodging, right? There's not much aiming in general. Like all pus shots were just straight up newbie clicks, usually from max range.
And multiple at a time too. It looked like they grab a group of goals and just click on a unit. They would just all start throwing. Yeah,
dwarf shots. I mean,
if they would happen one time, then the dwarf would die.
Well, there's that, but also like, I don't even know if they were like attacking the ground with their dwarf shots much at all either. And I think the same is true of locks. I don't think we saw like locks aim. There was maybe only one game that had lock, or 2 games maybe that had locks. But let's see, a lot of heavy archer trades, oftentimes even max archer trades. The use of pus in the trades was kind of like hit or miss. We saw some games where it was max pus, some games where it was half pus, some games where it was no pus, and
they would just go back and forth between them too.
And that's like
consistency.
Yeah, that's very different from the way the game is played today, which is where you would just basically almost always get max pus. So also the map picks were very interesting. I didn't actually look at this until after we had finished our recording last time. Let's see what the stats here I got here. So there was a very heavy bias towards light picks. The match we watched last time was 15 games. 10 of them featured all of the following units: archers, dwarfs, warriors, and thralls. So like conventional pure light trade units, like 10 out of 15 were like pure light, like in that sense. Two more out of those picks had 3 out of 4 of those unit types. Archers alone were on 12 out of the 15 picks. And the whole 15-game series last year's match had no Zerks, no Mercs, no Fetch, no Dwarf Heroes, or Forest Giants. So I don't know who picks those maps. I guess Butcher was running that MWC. Maybe he picked them. I'm not sure. But That's very biased picking, and it's pretty narrow.
The two Tro maps were game 1 and 2, and then it was over.
Yeah, and those weren't even like conventional Tro maps. It was Clash captures, which is just like super unusual, right? So, yeah, that was just interesting. And then let's see here, what else did I have? Oh yeah, the strategies didn't seem to be like all the way there, especially on BMF's side. BMF, we definitely saw a difference in the capping and strategies coordinating between Civil and BMF. BMF clearly was not doing as good of a job, and I'd even made a comment, I think, last time about how Papa Scrub, who was kind of like the primary captain of BMF, didn't seem to be doing a very good job. Like, he didn't seem like to be a MWC finalist caliber captain at all to me. Like, he was taking his team's units like in the middle of crucial engagements and was not really doing anything important or different with those units, just taking them. Like, that's a big no-no as a captain, right? Like, and like, he just didn't have any, like, his trades were noticeably worse, I would say, for the most part, and he just wasn't doing any real coordinating. We come to find out now here in MWC 2000 that BMF, who placed second in 99, they only placed 5th in this year in MWC 2000. So they're already starting to fall off the map a little bit, I would say. And that doesn't surprise me at all from what I saw, what we went over last year. We saw a lot of lack of aggression, a lot of very slow coordinating.
Back and forth and back.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth. That's right, the back and forth. So I'm interested to see what will be different this year. Yeah, so that's something we'll keep an eye on when we get this started. The other thing I just wanted to mention, what was it? Phod had written. I was reading some of Phod's articles, and he had mentioned that he considered Guttermouth to be like one of the best 1v1ers. So yeah, I guess what I was going to say was, after reading some more of what Phod wrote, I think my general sense of Phod is that he was maybe not the absolute top tier 1v1 player. Oh, what it was he had written something that said that he had placed in 8 team finals between, like, I don't know, 98, 99, and 2000. I think that this was written in 2001, this article that I'm talking about. He had placed in 8 teams finals, and I think he won all of them. And then he had placed in 6 individual finals, and he lost all of them. So I found that interesting because, like, basically what I'm trying to get at is, I think my general sense of him is, like, he's not a top tier, like, 1v1 BC type player. He's probably, like, relative to that back then's to the era back then, like, maybe he's like a 4.5 baller. I don't think he's like a true pure 5 baller even back then as an individual player. But, like, what's kind of unique about him, I would say, is probably more of that capping and strategic and coordinating skill set that he has, which is rare. Like, not many players do a good job at that, and it's super important. So, you know, he does seem to be more of like that shot caller in a sense, and that seems to be where he stands out. Phod seemed to think that Guttermouth was maybe their best individual player. So
I say we probably assess the same thing.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. Yeah, I think that's probably accurate. And Guttermouth, wasn't he the one getting... Well, Runer got 27 warriors one time. I thought Guttermouth got him once too, but maybe I'm wrong.
Guttermouth is getting like 20-something% on a lot of maps. So.
Yeah.
It's hard to say exactly, but yeah, Ruiner had that standout game on Creep where he got all of the warriors. But other than that, that was like a one-off strategy for them. Other than that, they split up some stuff. But Guttermouth pretty consistently getting above 20% of the units.
Right. All right, I'm gonna load up this
might
first
have
game.
had a Tro on one of the first maps, so.
I'm
We're
just
starting
gonna
from 0 in PT.
Yeah, I'm just gonna skim through the. I'm double speeding on the PT, just so we can see the chat a little.
While you're doing that, already I've got the final trades looked at. So lime green here is the post civil team, the civil rename, right? SF is the civil team.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
Okay, all right. Well, in that case, I mean, already we see some stuff that doesn't look too different than 99. With just a couple of players having an incredibly large percent of the units, and then several players having like 1 to 3 units apiece. And that, I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of learning going on from the first series, or that just didn't really work out too well.
Also, we're seeing another Great Divide assassin game. I guess this was a classic back then. I do remember that. So they're playing it again.
Boring game.
It was definitely. I don't think it has to be boring, but the way they played it definitely was terrible last year. So we'll see if they play it different this time.
Probably guess 95% of the times this game has been played, it's been boring.
Yeah,
you're right. No, it doesn't have to be, but
yeah,
it often is, especially in 99. I don't know if you mentioned this, but we also noted that they had they were incredibly biased towards defending very strongly. No matter.
Yeah, everybody's very scared to like
submit
lose
a lot
anything.
of percentage to the defense,
which was influenced by the scoring system at the time.
Yeah, and we're still dealing with the scoring system in this match, so we'll probably. I'm gonna guess that we'll probably see a lot of the same things. Is a lot of people just a lot of percentage dedicated to the defense of the statues here.
Asmo, I'm going to say that it was influenced by the scoring system, but I think even if I was playing under that same scoring system, I still wouldn't have made some of the same decisions that they made. Like, there was some poor time management, if you recall, that they were doing too, right? Where they would start. Remember the last, I think, Divide Assassin game we watched. They weren't starting to push for the to try and get a statue kill at the end until like the last like minute, maybe even less than a minute of the game, which was like not nearly enough time. And they were both like
pigs too.
They were like literally 15 seconds away from getting a kill if they had just gone earlier than they would have had it.
On that stamp game, they killed all of BMF's pigs within the first 3 minutes, and then spent the entire game.
Yeah. They didn't. And they didn't know how to like use the time to like get the best position possible. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was poor time management for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially considering that the shortest match they had was 10 minutes and the longest was 16, which is just you wouldn't see that anymore. Like if I had a 16-minute stamp game, there's no way I'm not getting a pig in unless we just totally fumble. So,
but before I forget, I did want to step back. There's just to go on a little bit of a tangent here. There was one other thing I wanted to bring up, which was Asmo. You had brought up to me about how like you said you didn't play in this MWC because you didn't even know about it, and I didn't really. I had mentioned that I didn't really know about it either. This was actually the first MWC I did play in, but what's interesting is that I think the only reason I played in it was because I had an older family member, which is the person who got me into Myth in the first place, who got into had an MWC team. So what I was doing around this time,
connections, you got hookups.
Yeah, that's if you're that young when this shit was going on, that's probably the way you learned about stuff. Was somebody older kind of got you into it. So what I was doing in 2000 around this time frame was the team I was on was called KG Goals, and I was not part of their clan per se. They were a clan as well. And they kind of did like a merger between this other group called Old Farts. And Old Farts was a clan full of, as you can imagine, older myth players. That's why they named their team Old Farts. So, and KG Goals, Aganor was part of KG Goals. Aganor recently kind of returned to the myth community a little bit. And I was good friends with him back then. And I was not part of their clan per se, but just through the connection with my older family member, that's how I kind of got just added to the team, just like willy-nilly, even though I didn't really know anybody else other than Aganor at the time. Also, what I was doing around this time, and I'll add that KG Goals was like not considered like a top team by any means. I think I looked and they ended up placing. Can actually one of you confirm this on the MWC 2000 site? Can you pull it up? What was the placement of KG Goals? And can you confirm that BMF placed 5th? I thought that was accurate, but I just want to confirm. I think KG Goals placed like 8th or 9th or something like that.
BMF is 8th in 2000. Wait, never mind. Yeah, 2000. BMF is 8th.
Oh, okay, so I was wrong. It wasn't even 5th or 8th. Oh, wow. Okay. And do you see KG Goals in there at all?
I mean, I'm looking at the top 10 list. I don't know where to go to get to the 2000.
There's no access to the 2000 side anymore, so if they're outside the top 10, we wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
Something someone posted in 2006 or something, I think.
Perfect. Okay, so they didn't even make the top 10. Very well. So yeah, they were not considered like a top team by any means back then, especially like the Old Farts group. Like those are like super casual players, so that doesn't surprise me at all. But one other thing I was doing around this time was starting to experiment very heavily with meleeing, and I started to notice already even back then that a lot of players didn't seem to respect or understand the impact of melee, like because a lot of players are just kind of like throwing their melee units in and thinking that there's not much else they can do to influence the outcome of that melee fight. But I was starting to get into like the micro of everything and how you actually could melee more effectively. I was just beginning that around this time frame. But otherwise, like I'm a very unremarkable player at this time too. Like probably not even 3 balls, like probably still 2.5 balls. So that's what I'm doing around this time. And that's the only reason I got into this MWC was because I had a connection. Otherwise, next year, I guess that was your first MWC Asmo, and that's like the first real one that I kind of played independently on my own as well. So
I didn't start playing until 2004 for Mithril Cup.
Oh, okay, all right.
I knew of 2001 because I was friends with the LOI guys, and I joined a game. They were all in. I saw that they were in a Mithril Cup game, and Mithril Cup was already like started at that point. So
yeah, and you're oh shit, hang on, my monitor just gave out. Oh no, come on. Okay, there it is. And you're like 6 years younger than me or whatever, so that makes sense. Like, yeah, you wouldn't have like that's the other thing I just want to mention that is like a lot of players can't even like weren't even around, or they're just way too young to have even known about MWCs in these early stages. I mean, LSO, again, just to remind everybody, LSO is not even born yet for this MWC 2000. So that's how old this is, 24 years ago. So yeah. All right, I'm at 1558, and I'm gonna get it started. Yeah, you ready? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, here we go. Yeah, I agree. So the big difference in their trades is the archers. Is there a difference in pus too, or no? Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah, definitely agree with you guys. Do we want to make a prediction here? Who do you guys think is going to win based on just what we see? Okay. I'm gonna have to go with that too, because all I can do is go off of even though we haven't seen how, I kind of feel like SF is gonna have better teamwork. They're the more veteran team, but like based on the trades, Ginslingers seems like they have the advantage. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's some very lopsided distributions. Yeah, FS has a lot, or Ginslingers has a lot more even distributions, whereas SF is very lopsided. I'm guessing that, look, we know Bison is Phod. We know that Phod thinks very highly of Guttermouth. I have to assume just on the percentages here that Ken is Guttermouth. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, or Za, right. Um, yeah, we're all picking FS to win this, I think. Yeah, Asmo, would you agree with that? Winner tie, yeah, sure. Um, I also want to mention that I do know one of the other players in this, which is HWED. That stands for He Who Eats Dung. It's kind of a weird name, but that was his name. He was a TFL player, pretty old school player. I don't remember him being that good. I didn't know actually that he played with Civil in this MWC, so that's news to me. But he wasn't known to be that good, I don't think, and he does have the smallest percentage though. So yeah. Oh, okay. He Who Eats Dung died in a car crash? I think Sagat did because I saw He Who Eats Dung years later, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, so Sagat that died. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that is still He Who Eats Dung though, I think. Yeah, yeah, I got you. Yep. I do like Ginslingers going into the backfield. Great. You know, now we're starting to see some aggression, thankfully, right? Even though it's not hard to be aggressive here when it's literally wide open. Now, what I don't like, what Ginslingers is doing here is they're not going all the way in the backfield. They should go all the way in the backfield. They're not doing that right now. So he's starting to turn around. Yeah, but I don't know if he's going to go forward or backward. So we'll see. I hope he goes forward. No, I think we're on the same time. Yeah. He's going backwards. So again, lack of aggression. Like go in the backfield. You can just go in the backfield. It's fine. You can always run away. Like nothing. Like as long as things aren't getting behind you and pinching you, you can always back out. Oh, that is super odd. So, what do you guys think is the reason why they only got one hero and guard hero? Yeah. I mean, they were a little bit more aggressive, sure, but like they still were very defensive. Nobody's like very aggressive though. Yeah, exactly. Still a pretty defensive team, I would say. Right. Right. Which, granted, there's nothing else really going on, so I guess he can waste a bunch of time with a huge pack to get one Huron, but yeah. Well, okay, well, it turned into a very campy defensive game because their West is totally backing out now, so yeah. Yeah, why indeed. That was just the mindset back then. People were, I mean, to be fair, I still see this a lot even today. A lot of people are just scared to go in the backfield. They really are. They just don't understand. They don't understand when they're safe and when they're actually in danger. So like when they're in the backfield, they just like, they're not sure. And so they don't feel comfortable. And they're like, well, I don't want to like get picked off easy. And if you, unless you do have to kind of know what you're doing, right? If you're in the backfield, you got to know exactly when you need to back out. So. Okay, let's double speed it. You double speed, LSO? I'm at 8:10 now. Alright, I'm gonna pause again. I'm gonna pause at 8. I'm at 8:02, pausing. Alright, you're at 8:02? Alright, let's go to double speed now. Alright. Yeah, nobody has... Which makes sense. The West, the terrain seems to favor pushing on the West. Yeah. Especially in the north part of West, yeah. Oh, middle. Deacon had a good lock shot on Busta Rhymes. And FEI Long. Yeah, he killed one archer and one mortar, I think. So what I really want to see at the very least on this game is I just want to see, like, at the 2-minute mark, I want to see both teams pushing aggressively to get at least one statue kill. You know what I mean? Busta Rhymes on Civil is talking about breaking through their middle. Yeah, Civil is talking about going through mid, maybe. Well, no, they have. I mean, they have a point. There is not much middle. Well, no, they have Morts on the high ground. Yeah, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, Ginslingers just gave up that important West Hill in the middle too. Like, just gave it up. Three minutes, yeah, yeah, exactly. They need to be pushing about right now because they're not even on the other side of the map. So, okay, okay. We see Civil moving. Civil is now on the other side of the map. Okay, that's 220 though. They got to be hustling. I hope they're not too scared of that Mort because you can dodge Mort shots and you have Hurons. You can heal after you get hit too. So, yeah, I hear you. Oh, yep, they got the Mort. Wow, that was really bad on Ginslinger's part to lose that mort. That was a very important mort. True. Minute 20. They're already way behind. Good block. Good block there. Ooh, yep, autoed. Huber autoed on Moli. 50 seconds. Yeah, they're just too late. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. Yeah, it's more of the same. This is exactly what we saw last year. I doubt it. Highly doubt it. Yeah. At least they gave it kind of an attempt, I guess, but wow, that was a very lame game. Yeah, I mean, at least push like in the last 3 minutes with like a major force, right? Like you need to get your force, and this is where FS or Ginslingers really screwed up, is like they had that West where they could have gone in the backfield. What they should have done was they should have sent 1 or 2 more guys with that guy to give him a stronger. Then they would have a foothold in their backfield, and if they had just held onto that backfield, just hold their ground. They don't have to do anything. They could find a nice defensive. They could literally camp in the corner in the southeast. Or sorry, which side was that guy on? He was in the west. Yeah, just get in the corner. Go to the northwest corner. You could just camp there. Nice little defensive spot, and then you're ready to go to push out from there for the last 3 minutes of the game, and then you get a statue kill. You know what I mean? Like you can just suicide. If you have a big force and you're like suicide rushing to just kill the statue, it's actually somewhat hard to prevent if you have enough units, right? So unless the enemy is smart and actually body blocks the statue, which sure, that's a very effective defense, but I'm guessing a lot of teams aren't smart enough to do that during this time period. So okay. Thank you. All right, let me actually, like when my monitor flickered. Oh shoot. Yep. When my monitor flickered, I think it probably broke something. Let me fix it right now. Hang on. OBS is so finicky. If anything like flickers like that, it's like I have to reset it up every time again. So, but I can fix it really quick. Good catch. They didn't miss much, right? The audio was the main part anyway, because there wasn't much to see. All right, it should be fixed, but let's have somebody confirm if they can, or if you guys can go to the link too and see on your screen if it's working.
Yeah, I have it open. It seems to. It's at the end of the game now. It should be working.
Okay.
Let me turn on the audio. Say something else. So let me see if I hear your audio.
Oh, my audio or
my audio? Yeah, my audio.
Yeah. Let me wait a second. See if I can hear anything.
Blah 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 blah.
I don't know about the audio. I'm not sure how big of a delay is on the stream though.
You know delay set to?
Okay. Well, let me. Yeah, I'm not sure what the I didn't put a delay on there, but I don't know if there's still going to be a delay. Do you guys know anything about that?
Yeah, there's a natural delay. It's only like 30 seconds.
30 seconds? Okay.
Nothing crazy.
I mean, I think it'll be working, but fuck. It's showing working on my screen anyway now. Let's just Just keep an eye on the chat if anybody says it's not working still. So, yeah, that game basically went exactly as expected. Pretty much the same as last year so far. Oh, no. And guess what? Game 2 is a repeat. They're doing the whole 2 games of the same thing again.
Oh, yeah. Did you think they weren't?
Okay, all right.
We're still in that era.
I'm going to load it up again. We might have to double speed through that one, too. Just skimming through the PT right now. Looks like the same trades for both teams.
Exactly. The same trades.
Yeah, so the one here in Guard Hero was intentional, apparently.
Actually, no. Isn't there a little bit more archers for Ginslingers? I thought they only had like 3 or 4.
6.
They had 6 last time?
Okay. Same
Okay,
trades.
all right. All right, oops, I forgot to pause. I'm at 1551.
Alright, I'll catch you up.
Anybody say anything in the chat about the stream yet?
Uh,
No, Adrenaline messaged me personally to tell me.
there's some people watching though.
On the Twitch stream, I'm not looking.
Someone typed Clank Color. I don't know if that's Clank or someone else.
Clank color? Yeah, well, Clank wishes he was these guys. I'm at 51 whenever you're ready.
Yep, I'm good whenever.
I got the stream pulled up too, and it looks like it's working on my end. It looks like it's working on my end. It looks like it's working on my. I have to mute it though, otherwise it was just echoing. So sorry about that. To everybody who had to hear that. All right, yeah, okay, I can see the chat now. Okay, cool.
Alright, I'm at 1550. Paused.
Okay, all right, Asmo, you there?
Yep.
All right, starting.
Alright. Yeah, so identical trades, looks like pretty much identical distributions, maybe 1 or 2% different than the previous. But this time, Civil does something. Nope, they do the exact same. Nope, the exact same. Okay.
Well, they do have that line drawn in the east. Maybe they're going to do a strong push in the east.
They did the same dude did the same, like the same guys went the same way last game, and then they went across and went back to mid.
Did they draw the line last time too?
I don't know if they drew the line, but they did the exact same thing.
Okay.
Literally, so Pink here you see going east for Civil, went down the hill all the way to mid, went back up to mid, went back to spawn, then went all the way west, then went all the way wide west and tried to rush the flag at the end, and that took them 14 minutes, and they were late.
Yeah.
So, kind of just idiotic movement, bad time management.
It's just that time management thing. Yeah, they just don't understand how long it takes to actually push at the end.
And no, like, actual... no team either has an actual plan other than defend the statues.
Right.
And it looks like Ginslingers doesn't even try to push west this time. They're just hanging out. They don't even go west.
We'll see. I see Moli with a Huron pack pushing up on the west right now. Oh, then he turns around. Never mind.
It looks like they're saying that the score was tied from the previous one.
Yep.
So I guess percentage of units didn't matter. It was just based on, like, I guess 3 points of statue remaining.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because SF definitely had a lot less percentage. And if I remember correctly, back then, the way the scoring worked for percentages was every 20% was like 1 point or something like that.
Maybe it was a little different every tournament.
So maybe this tournament they took out the percentage thing.
Oh, good shot east from Ginslingers.
Oh yeah,
4
got
AFK
those
goals just blow up.
Yeah, whose goals were that? Did you see?
Akuma,
Akuma.
He wasn't in the last
who was
game.
not in the first game. Yeah,
And
Akuma
he didn't
just subbed
have,
in.
that was like all his only units too. Like he has one other unit or something. It's not like he had a lot to watch.
He was microing 2 goals running through Ginslingers in the west when those 4 died. Those 2 goals in the backfield are his.
Oh,
so he was running those 2.
that's what he was looking at. Yeah.
Well, good suicide to start the game off. It's already more exciting than the previous one. Well, again, both teams, let's line up, let's defend our positions, and then we'll sit here for 15 minutes of our day.
By the way, Asmo, I don't think the delay is 30 seconds. It's like maybe 5 seconds or so.
Yeah, I think the default is a really small delay, and then you have to sit there and set it up to be a little bit larger.
What's your game time at?
12:46.
Oh yeah, it's a super small delay.
It's like 3 seconds. Yeah.
I'm gonna be a second or 2 ahead, but whatever. Okay, so they give Akuma some new units, I think? Or they're just warning
he still
him?
got 1%.
No, they're just warning him that his other units will die to mortars too. Mort Akuma, don't die.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he's so interested in
Okay, Ken's making a move here.
Oh, yeah.
I might be able to get up west, shall I? And M. Bison says no.
Ooh, I don't like that call. Well, let's see. What does SF have, or Ginslingers have there?
Nothing to threaten it. He has artillery. I mean, they have better melee, but I don't think they'll rush him. So, in the context of the game, I don't think enough to justify turning around. So yeah, he's trying. I can get up west. No, don't do it. Just hide. Camp. Waste time. Yeah, this might be a double speed game.
Yeah, let's go ahead and double it. Yeah, this practice of like controlling units in 2 different places is ill-advised, I would just say. Typically don't want to do that. I do that on very rare occasion, and only because I'm good enough to get away with it and know what I'm doing. So, but most players should not do that.
Yeah, I'll do it too.
And even when I do it, I still fuck it up
as
sometimes.
a captain. I mainly do it as a captain. Mostly for like game type stuff, in-game type stuff. Go ahead.
I like. We talked about how we liked FS's trades more, but even with how passive it is from both teams, the only team who ever pushes forward beyond that middle line is usually Civil. Like they pulled back now in the West, but they were at least like attempting to get aggressive position. So
it's a good observation.
I still like the way they attempt to play the game, even with the, in my opinion, the worst trade these first 2 games.
Yeah, and that's what I would expect, right? Like I was always expecting them to have better like teamwork, coordination, I probably aggression too. Yeah, because they're the better team. We know that they win this match, so they won last year. So yeah,
Civil's just sending units into the backfield to kind of scout and die. Okay, it looks like Civil's saying to suicide rush late in game and that they can get it. I don't know what it is, but...
I did see an aimed lock shot middle.
Okay,
that was good.
Civil is coordinating. I'll rush mid at about 5 minutes. So that's an improvement from the previous
5 minutes would be good. But the thing is, they always say that, but they end up actually doing it like many minutes later. You know what I mean? Like... I don't know if they say what they don't do what they say, basically. So,
but it's still an idea. Some progress. From
I'm curious. We should also pay attention to how much both teams are chatting. That's always a correlation that I've noticed. Is like when if I see a big bias towards one team talking and versus another team, that's usually a positive correlation of the team that talks more. So far, just briefly, just since I mentioned it, it seems like Civil's talking a lot more. So.
Oh yeah, definitely more.
Yeah, they're definitely talking more right now.
So they're calling out that middle like home statue has no defense on it, and so they're gonna run through mid and go try to kill it. But that means running past Morts.
And that's why you need to set up a foothold in the backfield, so that you can threaten things like that.
It's coming up on 5 minutes, so let's see if it happens.
Oh, now they're talking about 4 minutes. Bison is saying, okay, at 2 minutes, everyone try to get up. That's way too late.
5
Way
minutes
too late.
remaining.
Yeah.
2 minutes is barely enough time to run there with no units in your way.
Well, looks like Zom might be making a push mode now.
We should start seeing the early instances of a push, like right now, basically. Yeah.
It looks like they're coming down the hill. Nope, they're going forward, backing up. Oh, it looks like they discovered the Heron Warlock combo where you can block with your Heron in a Warlock fight.
Okay, that's good.
That looks like a little bit of that west on Ginslingers.
Okay.
But
the Deacon, yeah, the Deacon's been doing a good job with locks. I like his locking.
but he has no units to guarding it now.
Oh, here comes a push mode.
Lost his lock though.
Yeah. Oh, so.
Oh! Za and FEI Long pushing into those big morts. Oh, and he doesn't spread. Za didn't spread against the mort shot, so he eats a really hard mort shot.
Look,
he's gonna heal through it though, and he's going straight for the statue now.
He's got it. He's
gonna get it. Yep, he's gonna get it.
Unless he stops.
So good aggression. Just don't stop. No, he's not going to stop. He knows what he's doing. That's good. He's got it. Yeah, Ginslingers just let that through. They were talking about it last game too. They were talking about it last game. I really like how they were not afraid to eat some mort shots to get that statue. That's really good.
It was a good play. Now they win the game. 2 minutes is not enough time for the enemy team to reciprocate.
That's a great play. I love that. Ginslingers did not react to that at all.
I liked how they pushed west too a little bit after. Like, it's not a big push with these goals, but it's basically making other team be completely defensive. Like, they're sending nothing on offense.
Tying them up. They're tying them up everywhere. Looks like Ginslingers going to try to go for the east, but they don't have enough time.
Ken's also kind of in the backfield, but he's probably not going to be able to do anything. So, I mean, the game's probably going to end with this 1-0 right here.
So Ginslingers is rushing in, but yeah, they're not going to be able to get this east statue. I don't think so. Yeah, he stops and fights Herons. Wrong move.
30 seconds remaining.
And then eats a lock shot. Yeah.
I mean, he'll get some... Never mind. I was about to say he'll get some ratios.
Yeah, he should have went straight for that statue. That was really poor play.
He could... I mean, Brigands aren't going to stop him.
Yeah, Brigands were not going to stop him at all. He might have got that statue if he had just went for it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, they learned from their mistakes, immediately improved. I mean, same crappy strategy, but they actually executed an attack at the end.
Again, it's basically exactly what we saw from just replace BMF with Ginslingers is kind of what this feels like to me right now. You know what I mean? Like, Civil is definitely out capping and out kind of coordinating their opponent. And
I would say out capping. There was a move earlier in the game where what's his name, Ken was trying to go up west. And he said, should I go up and take west? And the captain told him to back off.
To be fair, though, Ken didn't bring his whole force. Like, the reason I thought he should push up was I was looking at his percentage.
He had melee and artillery, too.
Yeah, I was looking at his percentage, and I thought he had his whole force with him. And then I realized he didn't. And I was like, well, if he doesn't have his whole force with him, he didn't really have enough to hold it.
He had melee and artillery, so I thought that was his whole force. He could have left some archers back or something.
No, yeah, it wasn't. He had left... he had one lock. I think it was just one lock and like 4 brigands and 2 herons. That's it. That's all he had. Yeah. Oh, did he have a mort?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he left 2 other morts and like some archers behind.
It was substantial enough to push on that little plateau, I think. Nothing could have really threatened him, but...
Yeah. So Za ends up making the big play that gets his team the win. Mm-hmm. So props to him. We don't know who Za is yet. It could be Guttermouth, but I still think Ken is Guttermouth, but I'm not sure.
Didn't Asmo say that M. Bison is Phod?
Yeah, M. Bison is definitely Phod.
Okay, that's confirmed.
That's 100% confirmed.
I knew that. I was double checking because I didn't know that. So.
Yep. Which is good, yeah. Phod seems to do well in the captain's seat for his team and everything. So yeah.
So it looks like next game is Acts of Pity Territories. So another light map.
Big props to Za this game, showing some aggression, not being afraid to eat some more shots to get the win. Really respecting that after we watched these super defensive
taking advantage
games.
of a weak point in the enemy line.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess that was scouted by Akuma. Akuma's scouting is kind of what found that.
Za sent a Heron back there too to scout it. So there was several people scouting.
Who sent the Heron back there?
I think Za did. It was pink or red. It was either Ken or Za. It had to be one of the two. But there was a pink or red Heron back there.
All right, I'm gonna skim through the PT on the next one here.
They switched up captains this game.
Yeah.
Both teams.
I do not remember who Chun Li is. Somebody knows who these people are. I just don't. Oh, Renwood is on SF? What the fuck?
h.lo.
No, they're using
h.lo. Is that not h.lo?
No, it's not h.lo. The person who keeps on putting like different names. It's
okay, so someone is either even mocking Renwood in 2000. That's hilarious.
So wait, is that h.lo then, or who is that?
No, it's not. I don't know. It's one of the other names that we talked about.
Okay.
I assume Chun Li is probably Ananab Tilps at this point, since he's doing some captain duty, and when he's not captain,
yeah, that's a good point.
Roles or smaller roles.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Well, either way, it's not Renwood or h.lo. It's someone who's just having fun, and I think it's hilarious that Renwood's even being made fun of 24 years ago. So, just notable.
I wonder if that's not really he who eats dung then too. I don't know.
It could be.
That one could be different though, because he's got the MCC tag on instead of SF. I'm not sure, but.
So looking at the trades here, looks like we have 4 pus for Ginslingers and 6 for Civil. So still not max, but a little bit more. But it does look like both teams max. No, wait. Never mind. Neither team maxes their melee. They both get a considerable amount of warriors, but there's still a lot of emphasis on getting archers and dwarves for both teams. 3 dwarves and then 3, 6, 7, 14 archers for Civil, and wow, 4.
So this is acts of piety,
20,
I guess?
piety, I think.
Territories?
20 archers for the Ginslingers.
That's a lot of archers. They just feel, man, Ginslingers just feel so much like BMF to me. Although they did get less archers on the last one, but
20 archers and 4 pus.
I do like SF's trade better here.
Yeah,
Ginslingers has too many archers, so
I don't like either, but yeah, I agree. And the way they split too.
Okay,
2 dedicated
interesting.
Heron packs, 2
so
warrior
why do you
packs.
say that, LSO? Why you don't like either one? You don't like what don't you like about SFs?
I mean, neither of them max melee, neither of them max pus. Archers aren't really going to do a lot here for either of them. I do like SF's better than. Oh,
you would have gone even less archers than SF has, is what you're saying?
You can get more than 6 pus here, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And I think you can get 27 warriors. So
yeah.
I would have to look. I mean, I would have to strat for the map, but I'm sure there's either way I would go max warriors or max thrall. Like, there's probably not a good chance I'm getting this many archers.
Right. Yeah, I see.
They're like 5 or 6 probably, maybe, but
I see.
Especially with the herons there. But I do like Street Fighter's distribution better. They have 2 warrior packs, 2 heron packs, 2 dedicated archer guys. They're split up evenly. Where looks like Ginslingers are just giving everybody a little mishmash mix-up of everything. And they have like 1 guy with just a bunch of melee.
Okay, interesting that Ken only has 5% this game, so maybe he's not Guttermouth. Actually, it's a different captain though, so I don't know. I'm not sure.
2 goals and a dwarf, so I don't know. Yeah, and
Za given big units.
If you look at Ginslingers here, they have 1 guy who has like 4 herons and archers and warriors and a dwarf. It's just a bad mix of units to You're not ever going to get the maximum efficiency out of any of those.
Yeah, the squads are kind of they're not.
So I'm going to give, based on trade and distribution, to Civil here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Civil as well.
Yeah, like there's way better. They did max schools too. Looks like.
And based on the fact
that
in the last 2 games they played a little bit better.
Yeah, they're just better coordinated too. Like the other team just not. They don't talk either. Like you just look at the chat, they're not talking. So.
Remember, flags equals points, so tag. Great advice.
All right, I'm going to start, guys.
Game
Starting.
on.
All right.
I'll say the archers for Civil. It's not that bad as long as they don't flank them to the far side of the map, because then they'll just be running around forever.
Well, they're going to have to do something with their melee advantage and pus advantage here, because if they just try to get into a straight frontal fight, they're going to have a lot less archers, and they'll take a lot of shots. But it looks like they're doing a pretty much even 50-50 half or crossing. I like Civil's directions a little bit better, too. They're crossing the short flank immediately.
Man, I thought the Deacon did a pretty good job for Ginslingers. And he's gotten a really small percentage now for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, he was using some, I would say, it's funny because you mentioned this word earlier, but more modern tactics. But I don't know if he really did anything, though.
He had one nice lock shot, and I only say it just because like I saw him control clicking the ground with those lock shots. Although the one time he did it, I don't think he did it at max range, so it could have been an issue.
Okay, so we have some map drawing for Civil.
Civil is the only one drawing on the map, seems like.
Civil is trying to flank some Herons really wide right now, which is a good play.
I like that, yeah, exactly.
Looks like Zaw is definitely the heavy hitter on Civil, at least on light maps.
He made a great play last game. Really great play.
Huge force mid for Ginslingers here. Civil should just ignore it while their north pushes. Kite it back a little bit.
Yeah. Oh no, I think Ginslingers is gonna. I'm gonna guess that Ginslingers doesn't push mid because I just don't think they're aggressive. They just don't know how to be aggressive.
They're
gonna siphon off some of their mid to north. Is probably what they're gonna
compensate for the north push right now.
Yeah, their first instinct is to react and defend, which is a very like Raziel mindset of capping that never works well. So
you're always on the back foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now Civil gets to set up a nice pinch here, mid and north. And they have a considerable melee force flanking around south, uncontested.
Yeah, FS is literally all just falling back mid.
Yeah, they're just folding. Like, SF is just taking control of the map.
Looks a lot better for Civil immediately. And two, you see that because of their distribution, these melee packs are able to get these wide positions and put some pressure.
Yeah.
And then the artillery guys are able to just push forward, where Ginslingers, they're trying to control several different types of units. And
so even though no fighting has happened, Civil looking dominant in terms of like positioning right now.
They did let one Heron through, which I would have left a Heron or goal or 2 Herons or something to try to match it, but
yeah, just shadow it with 2 Herons. Yeah,
it is just territory, so it's not as bad as Flag Rally, but
I think they actually are tagging it with 2 Herons now. It looks like from the south, it looks like 2 Herons.
Yep.
Okay, good. A little late, actually, very late. But the fact that they're reacting is good. It looks like Civil notices that they're wrapping the enemy, and they're calling to wait for that south flank to come around.
That's smart. That's actually really smart. So they're trying to wait for the entire team to be in position so they can all push together and sync up their push. That's really smart.
They're telling North to back off, which they don't need to do. They just need to hold their ground.
It's fine. I mean, he's just telling them to like not get too engaged yet.
Yeah, but they took it as immediately turn around and run. So
they haven't given up the position though. They're all right.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Ginslingers is bottled up here, and they're gonna have to push out of it to make any headway in this map.
I don't see how Ginslingers wins this unless
they would just
SF
have to
fucks
just have a really
massively.
good fight somewhere.
Especially because you remember, Ginslinger's got the heavier archer trade too, so they're not going to do as well when it comes down to the rush at the end, you know. So now, if Ginslingers if SF was really smart, they would just sit here and hold and run. If you and I were in this game with SF's position right here, we would just hold and run the timer out.
Oh yeah,
down to like 3 minutes or so. And then we would do our push.
That the enemy is completely bottled up and can't do anything.
Yeah,
so we wait.
We would just run the timer out and then do our push only at the end, so it's a guaranteed win or tie for us. Actually, you can't tie. There's no tie in Terry, so.
But pretty much they have to push out of this position. So if you keep them here, then they'll never win.
Yeah, there's no reason to push it prematurely. You can just sit here and hold the position. So.
Yeah, as long as Civil doesn't fight all these archers like early, like they pretty much just win right now.
Yep. The only way Civil loses this is if they push too early and lose the fight. That's the only way. But even if they push too early, it's unlikely that they're going to lose the fight because they have a stronger melee trade. So
I don't know. We're full of all kinds of surprises watching the last tournament. So
yeah, true.
Still, same thing. Solid archer.
They literally
here.
could flag. They could flag Ginslingers very easily because they have a heavier melee trade. If they just rush that last flag, they would flag them. They'd be forced to defend it.
Pushing middle with all their archers here.
Yeah, with no melee backup. That's super awkward. I do see that the archer formations are a little bit more spread out. Do you guys notice that?
I don't think. No, they're all still in little lines. I mean maybe by like
they're not spread out enough,
but
they're not super clumped up like they were before.
No, that's true.
They were like tightly clumped, like a melee type clumped before. I feel.
Look, those two herons mid could do a lot of damage to those archers that they peeled off right now. They're just chasing that single heron though.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they could just.
Well, he's not looking. He's not looking because he's on the other side of the map. So
he missed his window of opportunity, but he could have.
He's got a window right now. If he notices,
he's within feet of them.
Yeah.
But no, he's controlling his stuff south.
There's more melee coming up to defend those archers now. So.
Oh, he's gonna win south though. They're killing some herons south.
Nice.
Much better position.
Man,
for Civil here.
I mean, Street Fighters is just looking like a vastly superior team right here.
I guess I should call them Street Fighters, but. Oh, some goals coming in north. I think they're gonna try to puss. With no oh nope, forward and backward.
Yeah, Street Fighters don't need to push right here at all. They can just run the timer out. Ginslingers is trying to force something though middle, so
Puss goes out mid.
Yeah, I don't like that Puss that much to be honest.
Nope.
But there's like another even more tightly clumped archer pack right next to that.
But they're still killing archers, which are a lot of Ginslingers percentage.
Ginslingers losing that fight man hard right now.
Yeah, Ginslingers just suiciding here. Yeah, not really efficient pusses, but they are taking
got something though.
All of the. Oh wow.
Yeah,
a puss went down mid there.
They got enough. Oh yeah. Chun Li got a puss. Could have been a better. All those pusses could have been better, but
they're still adding the chaos for the follow-up damage to kill those archers. I mean,
they whittled down the archers middle.
Ginslingers pushed that mid with 12 archers, and now they have 4 left.
Yeah, they've lost the archer fight. Yep.
It's just
they're down 13%.
And their 2 flags is fake since they don't have control of one that has a warrior sitting there ready to tag it with a minute left. Yep. So it's essentially 5-1, 10% up. I think Civil, if they're Street Fighters, as long as they keep playing just safe and passive here, they got it.
I still do want to see Street Fighters to get the 6-0 on this. They should have no problem getting the 6-0 on this.
And if they kill that Dwarf West, then they could easily kill that stuff too. Mm-hmm. Oh, good flame arrow.
5.
And that's why I would have liked to have seen them save their pus a little bit more for the dwarfs instead of the archers.
Okay, so looks like Ginslingers is trying to make a move on the north here, but it's very uncoordinated and they're taking dwarf shots.
That is Cobb Kavren, okay.
Kavren, yeah, I don't know who that is. But those archers are a little too far out.
Yeah, Kavren doesn't seem like he knows what he's doing, so I don't think he's gonna be able to do anything.
He's just losing warriors.
He's just taking damage for no reason, yeah. He just look at that. Look at it, he just runs right into that dwarf shot. Wow. Yeah, he's not doing anything. He's just spent all his heals. His warrior pack is almost dead. That's a terrible push. Oh, Ginslingers lost a dwarf to archers already.
I mean, look, Civil's pushing mid.
Civil's already pushed on. Got dwarfs on top of the middle flag. They're gonna flag him right here.
Yeah, this game looks like it's gonna be over here in a minute.
Oh yeah, they're falling apart fast. Civil went from being pushed to pushing.
Flag contested.
Civil should have had that southwest ready already to go.
Yeah, they're telling him to split his units.
Flag contested. Flag.
Civil Short's gonna go down. Oh no, they save it.
They're calling for the flag right now, so I'm expecting this to end here in a second.
Lost. Flag lost.
There it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
it should be over.
Easy.
Well, that was I gotta be honest. If you had shown me this game in the modern era, Civil looks like a modern team. Like they pushed out, they got great position, they held it. It was great. Maybe the best game I've seen. Yeah, between 99 and 2000, maybe the best game I've seen from the Civil side. So
yeah, me too. They just did everything right here. I mean, that's what I called early. Is I liked the fact that they pushed across the water immediately, and Ginslingers just went all mid, which is just losing on a map control game.
Yeah.
But in classic early 2000s fashion, they played the same exact map and game type again. So let's see if either team will learn from it, or if they'll not learn from it and we'll have the exact same result.
I think Chun Li did a good job. He had that Huron pack south and got in good position and was pressuring from behind and everything. So He Who Eats Dung got 42 and 0. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, nothing to stand out by any individual player. Just the team was just well coordinated. So Ginslingers just not. Yeah, they don't talk or they don't seem like they know what they're doing. To be honest, yeah.
That Kavron guy got sat immediately for that play.
Oh, is he out on the next game?
No, he got sat. Yep, on the bench.
All right, I'll load up the next one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because Asmo noticed it too in the chat. He said, "Sorry, I was in two places," and someone was like, "Well, then split your units."
Yeah, I've noticed that. Like almost every single game, some players are doing units in two places. It's like almost never a good idea.
Yeah, there's some people that are like play now though that are that stubborn that they refuse to hand out their units.
Yeah,
so it's so obvious that like you should.
It's an ego thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Sure.
That's such a good point. I see people's egos get in the way of smart decisions all the time. Not even just in myth, just in real life, right? It's just like a human thing.
I didn't split them because I'm better. Well, you're not better in two places, so...
It's like the whole Dunning-Kruger effect, right? It's just like the same thing. Alright, I'm skimming through the PT.
So it looks like Street Fighters get the same exact trade... And I don't know if it looks like the same players get the same units. Like, it looks like they do an exact copy of the previous game. And hey,
same trades.
If it's not broken, don't fix it. So I understand that. Looks like Ginslingers get a couple less warriors than they did and get that extra white for 2 more pus. That's the change they made.
I'm going to pick Civil winning this again. I mean, Ginslingers is not showing any aptitude for almost anything.
Oh, Ginslingers also trades for an extra archer too. So,
they increased their archers, I think, from the last game.
They got one more. It's 21 now.
Yeah, okay.
9 and then 6, 12. Yep, 21 archers. They got less melee, more pus, and more archers.
We all picking Civil to win this one too?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. The most frustrating thing for me about the double map picks is. Like, you figured the double map picks, like, oh, let's see what strategies they'll cook up that are different, right? But they do the same thing over and over, regardless of the result.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no immediate, correction from the previous ones.
I'm at 1358.
Alright, you started?
I'm about to. You guys ready?
Okay, tell me when you get to 54.
I'm good.
Okay, hang on. Let me go to 54 then.
Alright.
Going to 54. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Alright, starting. Yeah, Ginslingers, oh my god. Very disappointing. Again, I don't see, like, I don't see them as, like, a proper MWC finalist team, like, at all. Civil seems to be the only... It's probably true since BMF and Ginslingers made it to the finals for their respective MWCs. It's probably true that Civil was, like, the only team that even resembled a proper MWC finalist team until 2001, right? When NP finally came out of the scene and some other teams. So,
But it does look like Ginslingers is changing their plans. They had the same trade, or nearly the same trade, but they're crossing units. They're not going all mid immediately. Ginslingers are trying to learn from their mistakes here. And they're sending out a 3-prong instead of a 1-prong. So I like that from Ginslingers.
Flag captured.
Trying not to have
you like that they're
repeat.
doing a 3-prong?
I mean, the previous game they all go mid. They get wrapped immediately,
Flag
clogged up
captured.
mid, and lose.
Yeah.
And they saw that happened, and now they're changing it. So I like the fact that they're doing something different
Flag
because they
captured.
understand that the previous game
Flag
was bad
captured.
and not to repeat it. That's what I mean, really. Like,
Yeah,
I
hear you.
don't necessarily, I wouldn't send these units these ways and make these trades. No, but I like the fact that they're changing something.
Yeah, I hear you, and I agree with what you're saying, yeah.
Oh, that didn't work? Well, we're not going to repeat it and just hope it works this time.
These archer lines, maybe they are, I don't know, they're now more clumped up again, I feel. It's like,
I
geez.
mean, it's the same players with them, so it's the same formations. Like, it's...
Yeah, they got that, like, default spread that the default formations have, yeah.
Yep, the formation 2 as Bungie
There's
made
like
it.
there's no there's basically no customization to these formations is what I'm noticing. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The Renwood, the guy with the
Flag
Renwood name though, he seems to be the best archer player. In this,
Okay.
Like he actually spreads his. He's in the northwest.
Oh,
Right now,
he's clumped up though right now.
Yeah, right now he is, but he actually like spreads him and tries to dodge them once he's in an engaged position.
Yeah, he did better last game. Like, he won his fight. With
Was
them.
he middle last game?
No. Same
No,
players,
okay.
same
He was
directions.
close,
Let me keep an eye on him because I do want to see what like quote unquote better archery is.
I think Civil... Oh, so look, Ginslingers makes a big push, and now they have the upper hand in terms of position.
Oh, Sybil might be going for Rushman right now.
It looks like it.
Captured.
I mean,
I don't know if I
That's a
like that
pretty-
play. To be
it's
honest,
a pretty thick melee pack. They probably will be able to do some damage, but if Ginslingers follows...
I don't like that they don't have a pinch on it though. They're rushing straight from behind, and they're now Ginslingers is out of the water.
Oh,
It might
but he's
still
gonna-
work, but
He's going to kill those warriors easily.
true.
Horrible puss. And it does.
They also don't they don't prioritize pussing the dwarf. They always go for the archers instead of the dwarf, which is foolish. He needs a dwarf shot. Look at that. All 3 pus went on archers instead of the dwarf. The dwarf was the only thing they needed to kill.
They just used like 4 pus on those archers.
3
and
there.
like 5 of them or something.
Yeah, they just love pussing archers. It's like, just kill the dwarf. Puss the dwarf, kill the dwarf, then you can rush the
players
archers.
still do that to this day. They'll still
I agree.
puss at archers.
I agree. They do that.
They're
You're
that
right.
soft, juicy, clumped up target. It's
They're like,
so
3 archers
tantalizing.
clumped up. Let me puss them. Yeah.
They should pinch Sybil mid right now for sure. They got them surrounded on both sides. They need to
But
be
it
pushing
looks
together.
like Civil's going to fight their way out of it. They're going to try to link up with Northwest. Yeah, that seemed like a desperation tactic there. They need to go. They need to commit Northwest. They can't get caught.
That dwarf
middle
is
there.
so not defended. Ken's dwarf is going to get picked off by a goal. Yep, here it is. That was a great push shot. Deacon, yes, I love this Deacon guy. He did a direct push shot, but it wasn't from max range. He got pretty close when he threw it. So
he killed both dwarfs mid.
Did he really? Oh wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He killed 2 at the same time.
Oh Deacon making big plays. I like that Deacon guy.
Oh, there's a rush in the northwest now too. Looks like Zal's rushing an arch back.
Civil is down in percentage right now. Civil is down in percentage. They lost all their dwarfs middle.
Chun Li takes a shot.
Yeah, he's all right so far. He took a little bit of a shot. Wasn't
But
too
look,
bad.
now he's
that dwarf is still alive though.
Dwarf down. He
That dwarf is still alive. That dwarf. See, the dwarf that they should have pussed with their 3 or 4 pus that they used earlier is now going to bite him in the ass.
That's what I did. Yeah, he's desperately trying to run this dwarf down that he should have pussed. And the northwest rush fails too. That dwarf is still alive.
Flag captured.
They pussed archers in the northwest as well.
Ginslinger's looking really good right now. They're actually looking really good.
Yeah, Ginslinger's definitely learning from their mistakes here. And Chun Li's doing nothing with his units in this rush. Just ran away.
Majority of Civil's unit points are left in archers right now. They're
getting ran down.
They're screwed here.
Flag lost.
Yeah, Civil's down 20%. And down in flags.
Deacon is the best player I've seen on Ginslinger so far. Is there any other players you guys think that stand out?
Not yet.
Yeah, not really.
Looks like everyone did okay on Ginslingers this game. I didn't see anyone that just kind of suicided.
Yeah, I think the main difference in this game was definitely, we already talked about the pus. Like, the FS, they prioritized pussing dwarfs, at least the mid they did, and then all the freaking Civil's pus was going to archers.
Yeah.
Flag captured.
Yeah, so we watched Chun Li pus archers, and then I don't know what's going on in his mind, but now he's having to force rush a dwarf
Flag
that he
contested.
can't pus anymore.
Flag lost.
So I wonder if he's realizing that he should have pussed that dwarf.
Interesting. I did see a nice melee from Za. Za is a competent meleeer.
Right,
yeah, he did he clumped his melee and did a gesture click with him. So he knows how to melee.
Civil can run those warriors down southwest. Oh, I think they get that dwarf. I think Civil gets that dwarf right there.
Yep, they got it.
Yep. But they lost everything else.
They're still way behind, so I don't think they're going to come back.
It's too close though for for Ginslingers is letting this become too close.
Was that Ginslinger's last dwarf?
No, they have one mid.
Okay.
Dang. They let those warriors get away that they kept on like stuttering on. That sucks.
Yeah, they could just chop those up, no problem. And they literally, like, in that fight southwest initially, they didn't chase the warriors immediately. They ran away from them.
Oh, you mean Za let the Pooh Bear's warriors get away?
He let 4 warriors run away after he won that melee.
Mm-hmm. Za is a standout player for Civil, I think, too.
Yeah, that's fun.
Flag captured.
They're gonna try to get some like cheap in-game tags, but there's 5 minutes left. They're not gonna be able to against 40%. Ginslinger should 6-0 here.
5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, Deacon waiting on his dwarf.
Flag lost.
He probably could win that melee, but it's better just to wait on the dwarf. I think it's a good play there.
Flag captured.
Za just ate a dwarf shot.
He gives up the flag.
Well, yeah, I mean, Civil's going to lose this for sure.
Yeah, like I said, they should be 6-0'd.
They should, you're right. But I'm not confident Ginslingers is going to be able to pull that off, because the SF does have Hurons left, so...
Flag lost.
No, this is a 6-0. I mean, if they get some stuff southeast and east, then
Flag lost.
It should be a 6-0, I agree. But
yeah,
there's 4 minutes left. Yeah.
4 minutes is plenty to get everywhere. Should be. I mean, I'm should be.
Flag lost.
I will say this, slight modification to my statement about how last game was indistinguishable from a modern game. The only key thing, if you watch that film, seeing those clumped archer lines, like, you would never see that today. I think even amongst the worst teams, you don't see that, right?
I wouldn't say among the worst, but among most.
All but the worst, maybe.
Yes, yeah, yes. I could still probably pull up a random Avon's Grove game from this year and find at least 2 players standing there in a line like that. Just shooting.
That's interesting, actually. I
Oh,
don't know. I didn't know, like, actually how they play, but yeah.
Definitely could still find that from them.
Flag captured.
I mean, not all of them, but some of them. You think we double speed this for the rest?
No, it's only 3 more minutes. I really, there's still a chance that Civil holds on to 1 flag. I'm just saying, there's a chance.
Flag contested.
Look
at this push Chun Li's got going. Does he have any roots? No. If he has no roots, he's fucked. Yeah.
Especially if he keeps doing the forward-backward thing.
That dwarf needs to push in. Oh, Busta Rhymes not pushing it. You can't just stand there, dude.
Contested.
They actually could have killed that force if the dwarfer was more aggressive.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, he gets picked off.
Captured.
If that dwarfer was just a little bit better, they actually Chun Li and Busta Rhymes could have actually killed that. I think Civil's going to hold on to a flag at this point. I don't think it's going to be a 6-0.
Contested.
I'll see what happens with that southeast flag.
They had too many Hurons left over. And the Hurons are just too dominant on this.
Flag contested. Flag captured.
Oh, they did get the 6-0. Wow, really? Who let that happen? Oh, his goal walked off in the southeast. Oh, they should never. Okay, well, it is still a 6-0.
Well, they completely flipped the script.
It really shouldn't have been a 6-0, but yeah, they gave it up. Look at this. The Ken had a Huron on the Midwest flag that actually could have taken that flag because there's 3 warriors defending, but one of those warriors is dead red, and then 1 Huron versus two warriors. I think that Huron could still win. How much his vets? Yeah, he's got 2 vets and a heal. He definitely would have won that. So yeah, SF fucked that up too there at the end because they definitely could have had 1 or 2 flags. Probably not win, but they could have had 1 or 2.
Which would have been good for them since there's points, so that means they would have won the other one.
They even fucked up that push in the Mid-East that I was talking about with the Dwarf and Hurons pushing and the Archers and Warriors. Like, if they had won that fight and they not fucked up anything, there was actually a chance that they could have actually came back from the game completely. If they won that fight in the East and like played flawlessly the rest of the game, still could have pulled off the win, but yeah.
Dark map next.
I would give Deacon the MVP for this game because of the 2 dwarf kills with his pus mid. That was super crucial.
And then he fights off a Heron pack at the end and keeps him from doing anything. So
Right.
he ends up playing well at the end there and shadowing all of that around.
Okay, finally a dark map. Jesus, there's so many archer maps in these picks. All right, I'm gonna skim through the PT.
I like Ginslingers distribution. I don't know if I like their trade. Never mind. Why is what? Why would they give? Why would they trade for 2 warlocks, then give a player who has 3 tro one of those warlocks with 7 players? That I don't like that.
Who did that?
Ginslingers has given the Deacon 3 tro, a merc pack, and a warlock.
Oh, I don't mind that if he's got a merc pack with it too.
There's 2 warlocks on the map and 7 players.
Yeah,
that
why
could easily
capture
be
the flag?
controlled by someone else.
Well, I kind of, it is CTF, and I don't mind that they went heavy melee, to be honest.
But I'm just saying, like,
but yeah,
any
I
of
hear
those
what
other
you're saying.
players could control that warlock.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, because there's only
Yeah.
2 warlocks. Yeah, there's not much arty, so like, why not have more players micro that? Yeah, I agree.
And Sybil gives
the Deacon,
all 5 tro to Chun Li.
In fairness, though, LSO, the Deacon is like by far their best player, so like maybe actually that is the right call. You know what I mean? Like
maybe, but still, I don't know. He might get caught up trying to use that warlock instead of troing.
I don't know. If I was on their team back then, knowing what I know, like I wouldn't mind just dumping as much units to like the 1 or 2 good players on the team. Yeah, like.
And
We'll see what he does.
Bat,
the Deacon did a pretty decent job with locks too on Divide, I would just say.
It looks like off the bat they're gonna have benwillies with this warlock and all of those malls sit on the flag. I feel like that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
So
benwillies is
I do
all the
like
malls on a warlock.
I do like SF's trade better. Just a bit more arty, I think is fine on this. But I think it's a negligible difference, honestly. Both the trades are similar enough.
I think it depends on what they do in the distribution. Chun Li has all 5 tro, which I don't like.
I think the distributions and how they play with those trades is going to be more important. Chun Li gets all 5 tro.
The
and
Dung
Bison
Eater has all the Mercuridian.
Who?
He who eats dung.
Oh, he's got all the
mercs.
Oh,
and
that's
Chun
so
Li
weird.
has all the tro. This is some 99 stuff we're seeing here.
No. He doesn't have all the mercs. I see some mercs with M. Bison.
Okay, 3?
Yeah,
okay,
I see.
He has all,
yeah, he has. You're right. He has most of them.
4.
Well, all but 6, I think, or something.
I can't. Oh,
7.
Okay, Bison keeps a couple on either side.
On both sides, yeah, 7. M. Bison's got 7 mercs.
All right, not as bad, but still.
18. He's got he's got like 20 mercs.
How about you have 2 trowers, tro and merc split between 2 people instead of all tro 1 person, all mercs 1 person. But
I hear you, but honestly,
to
like
see what their strategy is for that.
Keeping all the tro together for like kind of like more primitive tactics and things like for this era, I think it's fine. Like it's not the same thing as like clumped archers. It's not as bad as like clumped archers.
Ginslingers has 3 trowers here. They do a 3-1-1 split, and then each of their trowers has a merc pack. So if they play that well, they already have the better split off the start.
I don't mind their splits too much. Tro, you remember Tro is kind of one of those maps. It's hard to like distribute enough for 7 players anyway. You know what I mean? Like it's easier to keep all the Tro and mercs in just like 2 players' hands or whatever. So.
I don't know. I still just don't like all tro to 1 guy. Like
I don't either.
Ginslingers has an idea for this.
I don't either, but like if you did give all tro to 1 guy and they knew what they were doing, it probably won't bite you in the ass either.
Yeah, that's a huge caveat. Yeah.
I mean,
they knew what they're doing.
It's not one of those. It's not like it's not like clumped archers bad. You can. If those 5 tro get a really effective rush and they're all together, you'll be fine.
Well, I'm still saying I like Ginslinger. I like what Ginslinger's doing. They have 3 trowers, and each trower has a merc pack. So they have I think that's still more of a modern take on trowing.
All right, so you're picking Ginslingers. Sounds like.
I like that Civil has more artillery, which is probably a long game here, and I feel like Ginslingers is going to put all of their mauls in the flag. That's my guess. But I just say I like what Ginslingers is doing with their tro and mercs.
I think that's a big guess about the mauls and the flag, but it's not a bad guess.
I don't know. Watching their
it wouldn't surprise me if I saw it. I agree, but like I don't know. We'll see.
About what? All the malls on the flag?
I think.
Yeah.
They give one player all the malls. I think they're gonna put him on the flag.
We did see in 99 though, like they try to deny contest points like crazy. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, even the 2 assassin games we watched, they're crazy on the defense.
All right. Also, I'm gonna mark you down for Ginslingers. Who are you picking, Asmo?
Okay.
I'll go civil. I think both trades are actually pretty good for trial.
Yeah, I don't mind either trade or their distributions really.
I think it comes down to if Chun Li just like does well or shits the bed with his 5 tro.
Yeah, I agree. It really comes down to what Chun Li does for SF because he's got all 5 tro.
That's a big role to have there.
I'm not confident at all. Like to me, this is kind of a coin toss. But I'm just such a fan of the Deacon so far, so I'm gonna pick Ginslingers. I want to see what Deacon can do with those 3 tro mercs and the lock because he has been pretty solid. Oh man, SF only gives Za 2%. I don't understand. What I really don't like. What the?
Oh, you don't like that all the tro are going to one person and everyone else has a single RPG?
So here,
like I was
saying. So here we go.
I was saying. Well, they have one guy with all the tro, one guy with all the mercs, and everyone else gets a single artillery piece.
Well, hang on. It's not. It's a slightly different distinction from what you're saying. I don't mind that they have single arty pieces. It's just I disagree with their selection of who the 2 players were with the tro and the mercs. Like, why isn't Za? Za has been their best player so far. He doesn't get either of those melee roles. I think that's a mistake. And also, since Phod is capping this, and I would have expected him to give Guttermouth like the biggest squad, and he didn't give Za or Ken one of those. I really don't know who Guttermouth is anymore, or Phod just didn't give Guttermouth the big pack for some reason. I don't know, but
no idea.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Ginslingers on this one just because I like that they gave Deacon a big force. I don't mind that he has a lock with it because he was pretty good with his locks last time. And I don't like how Chun Li and He Who Eats Dung have these huge melee forces when I don't really consider them to be the necessarily best players on SF. So that's what I'm going to go with. So it sounds like LSO and I are picking Ginslingers. Asmo's going to go with SF on this.
Yeah.
But none of us are like super confident because it's kind of close, right? So
yeah, too hard to tell.
All right, I'm gonna start it.
Game on.
Yep, the all malls on D. It looks like you might be right about
that. Who would have known?
Who?
Yeah. Wow, in 2000, they're really...
Oh, yeah, because they gave all the malls to the same guy, so of course that's what's going to happen, yeah.
Yeah, 22%.
And then one of their locks, one of their 2 locks is on D now.
Yep, same. Yeah, that's what I said. The same guy has it all.
Yeah, you would never see like putting a lock on defense like that this day and age. Not in an MWC finals.
Right here, if Ginslingers doesn't react to it,
because Deacon is mid.
Just rush that mid.
Yeah, Chun Li. It's really all on Chun Li. Let's see if Deacon's smart enough to not get tro rushed by 5 tro, like really badly.
I'd rush mid for sure right now.
I would too. Especially if you've got arty support.
I mean, what are the other? So they should be helping this immediately.
Hang on.
Flag is that.
Yeah. So Deacon needs to just stay away from that arty. The Za's arty piece that's coming up behind Chun-Li's tro, he has to keep that arty piece away from the tro or be out of ranger. But because if he's gonna melee fight the tro, he needs to melee fight it without the arty piece there.
All right, they back out.
So Deacon backed out. He's good. He made a smart play. Now Ginslingers. I like Ginslingers' position now. They have 2 flanks on either side. They're gonna wrap them up. Either one of those flanks could take their flag, by the way, so SF has to be super careful.
Yeah, I like the split throw there.
Chun Li just needs to be decisive right now and do something.
Yep. I think it's going to take him a really long time to run down one of the merc packs, though, and he's going to end up losing the flag if he does that.
Wrong decisive decision.
I like
here.
Pythos. Pythos putting a lot of pressure on the flag. Pythos is going to have their whole team, whole SF team wrapped up
Deacon's about to
defending
get
the
some free
flag.
kicks here mid.
Yeah, Deacon's going to get those arty pieces maybe. SF's falling apart. SF's falling apart here.
Oh, he backs off a little bit.
Okay, so the 4 Tro are pushing forward south for SF. He handed off one of his Tro to Phod and Bison.
Deacon needs to go forward.
Yeah, I agree. He needs to push.
I told you he's too focused on that Warlock. That Warlock should be given to someone else.
Yeah.
Focus on throwing.
Everybody's playing like that these days. Yeah. Yeah.
And
move
I mean,
forward,
if,
Deacon.
Who,
move
who
forward.
is this south? If Moli Deadeye with the Tro gets back to that home, that's enough Mauls, I think, with his Tro.
So he didn't pick off the arty pieces that he should have picked off, no, Deacon. But I still like Ginslingers' position here because Chun Li is going to run into a shitload of Mauls on flag D that he's not going to want to fight.
Yep. And now, I mean, Deacon's artillery. I mean, he sent his Merc back. He sent his Mercs back. That's a play there.
I don't like that.
I told you that too much focus on defense. That's what I've been saying. Just way too much.
I don't like that.
Oh, there's 4 Tro heading to our flag. Yeah, but you have a Tro in like 30 Mauls there. You're fine.
Plus they got 3 souls too that can just ding those Tro the whole melee fight. So.
And now they don't have enough push on Civil. They let it fall apart.
Yeah. Where did Pythos go? Where is he at? He's
mid.
back by Deacon now. He went mid to Deacon. Okay.
Yeah, they turned.
Yeah, and now Chun Li's gonna pinch the middle, which is that's a smart play by Chun Li. That's exactly what he should do. He should go now and pinch middle.
Yep. Down, nice shot.
Now I like SF's position better. Yeah. Ginslingers had a real opportunity there, and they didn't. They just did not capitalize at all.
Now they're caught in a bad spot.
They're not aggressive enough.
They're not going to die to Chun Li here. They have enough to keep them away. But yeah, they threw away a good lead.
Now they're backing out. Yeah.
Alright, they do some redistribution. Civil does. Yeah, their advantage in the Tro split was that those Tro could just head wide and head for the flag and pull all the enemy back. But they.
What I wanted to at least see Ginslingers do is at least get the position where you've got them bottled up on their flag and just hold that for the rest of the game, like, But they gave it up.
Wide flanks that could easily.
If they just held that position, they would have had a guaranteed win or tie at the end of the game. This is terrible locking.
Going down.
Deacon not doing a good job here. Deacon not doing a good job. Is that his Tro? Yep.
Frozen Tro. No, it's.
Deacon falling apart. He can't control this many units apparently. Yep. He got a Tro frozen, doing very little with it.
He's fighting with his Warlock.
And his lock. Yeah, he can't handle the lock and the Tro together. He can't do it.
That was my call.
You were right.
And all the looks like they're doing a lot of.
His lock is almost dead because he got hit by a bunch of souls.
He traded his mercs for that Tro with Pythos.
Oh, Ken just firing some of his own mercs.
It's rough.
It didn't do a lot though, so.
No.
Yeah, Ginslingers throws away a lead.
They're down a Tro now too.
Why did they not punch that Tro yet? What are they doing?
I don't know. Yeah.
They're teasing me. Punch the Tro. Just kill it.
Yeah, that's false percentage for Ginslingers because that's a stone Tro.
Which is about 7%, right?
Yeah.
I think it's sad that I know that. And if I had a Tro is 7% of the army. Alright, Chun Li's back to 5 Tro now.
Ginslingers could try baiting him to a fight by using the Mauls too, since a big percentage of Civil's Mauls are still back on their defense.
Okay,
that's what I'd probably try doing if I were them.
Is to put some of their Mauls on offense? Is that what you're saying?
To try to start a fight with Civil right now and use the Mauls and part of that in that fight like that rush.
I see. Yeah.
To offset the percentage. Yeah, because Civil has 21% on the flag right now.
I think Civil's gonna have Ginslingers pinned to their flag for the rest of the game here shortly.
Okay, Civil's only got 16%.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! Moli just wasted 3 mercs for no reason. I don't know why he flanked around like that. Civil needs to just ignore that tro. Oh my god, he's gonna shadow it with 2 tro. That's so silly.
I should just grab a crit and shadow with 1 tro and a crit.
Or just
literally
ignore
don't
it.
need to shadow it.
I would just ignore it because they have so many mauls on D anyway. Yeah.
Literally not even worth shadowing. Just go on offense.
Yep, that's what I was
They've
thinking.
equalized their offense now by shadowing it. Oh, those mercs are going down.
Like just abuse the fact that they're down 2 merc or 2 tro. You know.
Oh, Deacon took a lot of help there. Buddy kicked those mercs. Kind of equalized the percentages a little bit.
Oh, is he losing his Malak here?
Yeah, looks like he'll probably lose that one.
Well, Deacon showed the limitations of his skill in this game.
Even though he's the better player, I mean, 2000, we're still primitive myth. I don't think a player needs, on a dark map, 3 different unit types.
Well,
it's just...
hang on. I don't...
Yeah.
Any of us can handle Tro, Merc, and a lock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I said in 2000 in primitive myth, 3 unit types is a lot.
3 unit types. It's really just melee and arty. That's really what it is. It's still 2 presets. Okay, Deacon picked off 2 locks. 2 locks. Nice.
This Tro gets trapped?
Oh, this Tro's gonna get trapped. Ooh, maybe not. Ooh. Yep, he's so trapped. Wow. Yep. That is some bad throwing right there.
If that Trout didn't get trapped, I think they get a tie for sure, but now they might still lose because of that.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, because there's no artillery left.
I would with all that crit. They should just chase down all that crit.
If that Tro didn't get trapped, there's no artillery left on the map except for that 1 Warlock sitting at home, which gives Ginslingers the advantage.
I literally don't know what that Tro is trying to do.
Die. That's what it was trying to do.
Because Deacon picked off both locks already, and it still kind of went...
Oh, these mercs south are in a bad spot. They're in a bad situation here.
I don't think Deacon's throwing is going to be very good here.
And see, I mean, that's what I said from the beginning, is that he shouldn't have that Warlock just so he can focus on the melee. And I mean, it kind of played out that way, where he lost the Tro, and then he lost the Warlock, just trying to use both at the same time.
He had good kicks on those 2 locks.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying, like, if he just had those Tro and a couple mercs to focus on, I mean, I think he was doing plenty fine. So,
yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, like I'm saying, for primitive myth, it's just too much for one player to have to focus on at a time. I mean, right now, Deacon could turn and do a lot of damage to those Tro. They're way ahead of their mercs. Deacon could totally screw up these 2 Tro right here, right now.
I don't agree with you on that one. I mean, he do a little bit of damage, but not like a massive amount.
I think those 2 Tro turn around, though. I mean,
the mercs are close enough that he's not going to be able to do a ton of damage. Because he's going to he might get some extra damage before the mercs show up, but then once the mercs show up, he's going to have to turn around, and he's probably going to take a couple of hits on the way out, too. So.
Oh, but look what he's doing now. I mean, now he's just taking free hits here.
Yeah. There's really no point to what he's doing. He can't take this flag. It's totally pointless.
He's just distracting percentage. And
this is looking like a tie even now, because like Civil is just not setting up an offense. Well, they don't have any arty to set up an offense.
I mean, really, maybe Civil could leave like those mercs on the flag and then send those Tro on offense.
They have to pull some mauls on offense is what they have to do.
Or just send those Tro and mercs on offense and leave the mauls there. Like they have to do something.
No, those mauls can't hold 3 Tro.
No, not even with the mercs there.
Oh, you mean with the mercs? Fight. Oh, just send the Tro, not the. I see. Well, with the mercs, they could probably hold. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, because the mauls can sit there and eat the hits while the mercs screw up a Tro.
It's a little risky, to be honest, because you have to make sure you melee it. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he picked off the mercs. Yeah, he's gonna win that. Maybe.
No, he switched his Tro.
He's not throwing it very well.
No, he switched his Tro.
He won it slightly.
Barely. Even more of a tie situation now.
Yeah, this is gonna tie, I think.
Going to double speed.
Sure, let's go double.
I mean, I basically it's just gonna be them wandering around, and then at the end they might try to rush it or something.
Yeah.
They're just playing for the contest right now. That's what I was reading in chat.
Yeah. No, that's a good call out. Yeah, they just want to get the contest points. That makes sense. And he's gonna get it. There's no way they're gonna be able to prevent that Tro from getting a contest.
Yeah, it's just faster.
He needs to just punch that Tro a little bit.
Yeah, I was about to say, especially if you can get a hit or two on
There he goes. There he goes.
Oh.
Yep, he got it. Now he's definitely gonna get a contest. Easy.
Yeah, I should get the contest
and a
for
maul or
sure.
two.
I think it only counts the first contest. I don't think more contests gives you more points.
Just
don't think.
if you get a contest, you get a point.
Yeah,
or
I think so.
like,
I think
or
you got 2 points for a contest. Yeah.
They're gonna do their best to block him off, though. They do have a lot of mauls to block him off, but if he suicides it for a contest,
He's being super scared. He could easily get a contest at any point in time if he just
For sure.
if he's like
Yeah,
just accept some hits. Now what I don't like is that he keeps. Why is he doing? Oh my god, this is so dumb. Now it's not so sure if he's gonna get the contest because he just wasted a bunch of health. If he just ate some shots to get the contest, he would have 100% had it.
Alright, it looks like they're rushing Ginslingers home now.
Oh my god, this is so awful. Deacon's troing is... He doesn't... I don't think he knows how to tro very good, but...
Oh no, Chun Li just got his tro trapped out front.
Alright, I'm going to normal speed, normal speed. Yep, Chun Li got annihilated on this melee fight.
But they get the contest.
Oh, Deacon got the contest. Did SF get the contest?
Not yet.
Not yet? No, they're about to get it.
SF did, but Ginslingers did.
Oh, SF did? Okay. No,
Yeah,
Deacon got a contest too for
Did he?
Ginslingers. Yeah, he did.
Probably a tie then, it looks like.
Yeah,
Contested.
tie.
30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they're saying 2-2 in the chat. So I guess you didn't get more points for percentage, maybe, in this tourney.
Doc. They're calling him Doc. Doc, you lost it for us. Wow. I don't know. I mean, he did okay. Like, actually, no. Free tro. I don't know. I really... They had such a good position in the beginning, and then they just gave it away.
Gave it up.
Kind of like game one. Game one.
Ginslingers, if you notice it, they just don't know how to be aggressive. They really just don't know how. I mean, his stats still look good. Deacon's stats still looked good. So he got more damage without 5 tro than Chun Li did.
If you have 3 tro and a merc pack, unless you suicide, your stats are going to be good. You're going to have some good damage.
Well, he did suicide. That's why I say though, is because he did kind of suicide one of his tro. You know what I mean? So. I still disagree with handing Chun Li and He Who Eats Dung the 2 big melee packs, and I think this game validates that. I don't think they did a super effective job with it. So that's what I've noticed between last year and this year. I just really disagree with the choices. Their choices of who like does the heavy hitting roles. It seems to like be very unclear and inconsistent with them. Don't you think?
Yeah, well, I remember one thing about like early myth is like people categorize themselves as like a dark or light player. So I'm guessing that's the thinking that's going on right now. But a good player is a good player. Like they're gonna learn to be good at the game regardless. So you should probably
a good
give
point.
it to whoever feels the most skilled.
That's a good point. Yeah, back then, like being a light skill player or dark skill player was more of a thing, and that in the current day or. Like even just a few years later, that stopped being a thing anymore, right? So, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, now just players, if you're good, you're good. And it doesn't matter what the map is or the unit sets or whatever. If you know how to play,
yeah, I mean, some players are still like better with unit types or whatever, but like it's not a very big distinction anymore. Yeah.
No, I mean. Look at Genghis. I mean, I think he's definitely an amazing player, but I still think he's probably going to be better than a lot of people on dark. Like I think dark maps are still his edge, like in troing dark maps. But doesn't say that he'd be bad on light, you know?
Sure, but I think that's a little bit of a different argument. Like players that are great meleeers and great trowers
Fair enough.
There's always going to be a bigger distinction between them and other players with melee and tro, just by the fact that there's not very many good meleeers and good throwers. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would just think, like, if I want to get my maximum value at a Genghis, I want as many dark maps.
Right, like, he has the biggest advantage on those types, or anybody...
And then if I want my maximum advantage out of Adrenaline, I'd probably want artillery heavy light maps, so...
Yeah, I see
like
what you're saying.
But both of them are good on both, so it's like, that's what there's still some players with some edges in one way or the other, but yeah.
To me, it's more about, like, an individual player's play style, right? Like, they have certain advantages, or they just have certain strengths and weaknesses. I don't even want to call it advantages, that they're going to be stronger at relative to other players. So, yeah. All right. Oh, my God. We do another repeat of CTF Tro.
It's just going to be 2, 2, 2, 2, and then Game 7 is going to be different.
Okay. I'm loading it up.
I'm just going to full speed to 0 PT left.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I accidentally paused at 15:59, but
that's fine.
Yeah, 1 second. It's whatever.
I'd like to see that SF does different, hands those big units to other... Okay, Za has more. I like that.
But in what? Zerks? I meant Mercs. Yeah, Mercs. Za has a little Merc pack now.
Everything else is looking about the same.
Yeah, it looks like the same trades for Gunslingers. Same trade, same distribution. Probably same plan.
All right, you guys... I'm at 15:59. You ready to start?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Going.
Yep. Same trade, same plan, even though they lost.
Tro is... Okay, he started to move now. Okay.
Must have been picking a booger or something.
Yeah, very similar distributions. They gave Deacon that lock again, middle, yeah. I think that's going to bite him in the ass. He couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it before.
What we see here is Civil making a slight difference in distribution. Gunslingers doing the exact same thing. Ginslingers doing
I think SF's distributions are slightly improved. I do like it better. Although, again, like, Za only has Mercs. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do much with just Mercs. Yep, Ginslinger's doing the exact same strat. But you see Moli's Tro in the north is like slow because he didn't move at the start for like a good 10 plus seconds. So that's going to kind of hurt them a little bit in trying to set up this maneuver. I really want to see SF like adapt to this strategy Ginslinger's doing. Okay, so Moli in the north is backing off now. He didn't pull off the same maneuver that they did last time.
Yeah, because this Tro is way too late.
Well, also because SF threw a big flank up there north, and so he's running away from it.
Oh, but look, Civil immediately splits Tro off to like adapt.
Yeah.
They don't do the same thing.
So Ginslingers is not going to be able to pin SF again like they kind of almost had last game.
I don't know. They still have a south flank going.
Yeah, but I don't think Pythos is going to be able to push into the more Mercs.
Yeah, it doesn't have augury support though. Yeah, if you had like a mortar lockball on it.
Yeah, and you should never, just as a tip to anybody watching this, you should never do any kind of tro flank without arty support. It's complete waste of time.
You need at least a mort.
Yep.
I mean, right here, because there's no enemy tro, he could kick this stuff if he gets his mercs up there. Like, if he gets his mercs into this fight, his tro and those mercs can win that. Since there's no tro support.
If Pythos had one mort, he would be able to dominate that south flank.
I mean, right now he can still win it, but yeah, with the mort, he
can win it if he does a better job meleeing it, but it's not a guarantee. Yeah.
And I don't know what he's doing with his mercs. He's just trying to kick single mercs with his tro right now. He's not really doing anything. He's just playing around with them.
Should have just ran by all those mercs south.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him do that too. Yeah, just go for the flag.
Maybe, but
he could have taken the flag actually.
There's still like 10 mauls on the flag though.
But if he who eats dung is not smart to see the change, like if what I would do if I was Pythos is I would like try to threaten that lock, but slowly maneuver to the other side. So I'm in between He Who Eats Dung and the flag, and just keep He Who Eats Dung focused on that lock, and keep threatening it, and slowly start sending my mercs off to the flag, and then a little bit later have my Tro keep threatening his lock, so maybe he still is focused on defending the lock, and then turn around the Tro too, so the Tro meets up with my mercs at the flag at the same time, and you might have been able to keep his mercs far enough behind to take the flag. It's possible.
Deacon took a ton of
I probably would have
damage,
just kicked that stuff. I probably would have just fought it with my mercs and Tro.
Yeah, Deacon took a ton of trow damage, man. He had his trow split in 2 different places, so I think he lost control of one of them and took like half his life.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot in these games. The players like to split up their units into 2 different places. I don't know why that's so common, but yeah.
Oh, great. They're about to kick a bunch of mercs here.
No, hang on. Neuro Ned has the Tro now.
Oh, weird.
They just handed it off. Deacon had that hurt Tro and it got handed off. I don't know.
Not handed off.
Oh, he handed off all his units, it looks like.
Oh yeah, he handed off everything. He must be having connection issues. What?
Something like that.
Weird.
Company.
Is that what he said?
Came over.
Yes. Someone just ruined his finals game. How disrespectful.
Game 7, man.
Yeah, I think who was that? Pythos in the south? I think if he committed his mercs and his Tro and just microed well, he could have killed that south stuff.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't have tried to fight that south. I would have tried to go for the flag. You could win the game. You should always prioritize
that many malls there.
Are you serious? He had like 9 merc and a Tro. He could kill
those mercs kept following though.
Well, that's what I was saying before. Is like all he had to do was get enough distance between his units and the mercs, right?
But if that player realizes that his warlock isn't any good in that situation and he retreats back to the flag, then I think.
Well, that's why I would try to get him thinking. I would try to fuck with the opponent. This is where you get into mind games, right? This is a real thing in Myth. If you can get, I would literally be thinking about, hey, how do I get this player to be focused on guarding his lock and not thinking about guarding the flag? If I can get him, so it takes him too long to realize that I've made a switch in play. I mean, this is high level IQ Myth play here. Like, this is what you could do. Like, that's what I would be thinking to do in that situation. I would send my mercs out ahead of my Tro. I would keep my Tro there, fucking with his lock. Keep threatening it, keep him thinking about that lock, because all I need is distance between my mercs and his mercs. My Tro can outrun his mercs, so my Tro will create the distance by the time it runs over there, right? All you need is like, what, 30 seconds? 30 seconds. If you can get a 30-second gap there, you can take that flag. Do you see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, I completely understand.
Asmo, do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. You start running the mercs towards the flag. If the other guy's not responding with this merc close enough, then it's like, okay, I can fully commit.
Exactly.
But it also depends on your opponent, too, if they can see it coming. I mean, if they can realize that the warlock is like useless in that situation and they just need to defend the flag. But I mean, yeah, either way, Pythos force is the winning force there, whether you go for the flag or you take the fight. Like, just the only thing you don't do there is run away, and that's what he did.
I mean, he probably could have won the melee fight, but I don't think it would have been like a big win or anything. It's not going to decide the game or anything like that. You know what I mean?
I didn't say that. I literally, the only thing that you don't need to do there is run away. That's what he did, and now they're on the back foot.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. No, they're in general just lack aggression.
I was providing an option. You can take the fight. You're saying you can go for the flag. You could just keep distracting them. Like, I mean, there's many things that would work out better other than I'm gonna run away and then go on defense. Like,
Whoever Renwood is here just picked off a couple souls. That's nice for them.
I mean, Ginslingers trolling now that it's not like Neuro Ned is just all he's doing is just taking damage. He hasn't done a single thing in 5 minutes, and he's just taking shots.
Busta Rhymes got a nice shot off and picked off the last soul, so nice. SF is like kind of sieging their flag, and they got 8 minutes to keep slowly picking away at it. I think they're going to win this game, honestly.
Yeah, Ginslingers only has one artery unit. It's a log, so the height doesn't even help them right now. So
Yeah, they have 4 arty units on their flag. Yep.
What time are you at?
7:41.
Oh wow, how the hell are you so far ahead of me?
Okay, do it.
I caught up.
Okay. You can look on my stream's like maybe 3 seconds behind, but.
Oh wow, the Tro suicide south.
Oh, big lock shot. Renwood just got a big shot on the clump mercs.
Yeah.
Neuro Ned, what the fuck was he doing? Was he distracted somewhere else? What is he doing? Yeah, he's controlling his Tro out here somewhere else, and he wasn't paying attention to his mercs. Man, we've seen that so many times with these players. They will peel off one unit from the rest of their force and then just not pay attention to the other force. Oh, SF's gonna win this for sure. They're just like sieging the shit out of this base.
Yeah, it's pretty much over for Ginslingers.
24% advantage for Civil too.
Ginslingers is just gonna try to rush, and then they're just gonna die.
That's the other thing I've noticed about SF is I think back in these early days, light skill sets were more developed than dark skill sets. I don't know. What do you guys think about that statement?
I have no idea.
I would say so. At least looking at Mithril Cup films, like, yeah, they seem pretty lost on these dark maps.
There seemed to be a lot more light seemed to be more familiar. I think for a lot of players versus dark.
Probably because it's slower paced. It was more manageable with
exactly
issues and everything, and so it's probably played a lot more.
And also you got to remember, like, a lot of players are coming in from playing the campaign. And in the campaign, you're controlling the light units, not the dark units, right?
So it's more familiar. It's more manageable with the internet situation. It's like classic. When I think of Myth, I think of the warrior. You know, like that's the first thing that comes to mind. It's very it's the vanilla version of the game, so it's probably the most played.
So I
don't know if you're watching Chun Li's Trowan there, but he actually had some pretty good Trowan right there.
Yeah, I saw he ran away from the mercs when they showed up and then turned back around. Yeah, that was good. Yep, and now he's focusing the Tro. Yeah, he's doing a good job with the Tro. I agree. So one of the things I think also sets Civil apart, or SF in this case, from other teams is I think they're kind of like the first well-rounded team that isn't just good at light. You know what I mean? I see them being, I see greater advantage to them on dark maps, it seems like to me. Chun Li got some good stats there. Pythos had an opportunity to win the game, but didn't see it.
So that was game 7, so it looks like Civil probably won. Oh, there's one more game.
Yeah, we did 2 divides,
6 games,
pieties, 2 tros.
Let's see what the score is real quick. I think Ginslingers just won 1 game. Is that right?
So there was tie, then Civil, then Ginslingers, then tie, then Civil. So Civil's way up right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Should be. I don't know how the points work. But
so I'm guessing Ginslingers won this FR Venice, which, if you guys remember, FR Venice was in the last year's finals too. Was it? Oh no, it was Captures. It was Captures Venice. Similar though, and Civil lost that game.
Yeah, Civil's up 3-1-2. So 3 win, 1 loss, 2 tie.
All right, I'm loading this up.
I don't know about points.
Skimming through the PT.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to stick around for sudden death. It's pretty late around here.
All right, no problem.
Yeah, I'm kind of starting to snooze a little bit here, but I'll do this last one.
I don't know what happened with Paris. He no-showed. I told him I thought he was going to show up, but
Must have had something going on. I think he said his Saturdays are usually busy.
oh, well, I thought he worked on Sundays, so I was like, man, if
I don't know.
he works Sunday and he's busy Saturday, like I don't know.
I mean, who knows? Something could have been going on this weekend. All right, I'm zoomed all the way through, or fast forwarded all the way through to PT.
All right, I'm almost there.
Looks like so far on the map there are 2 pus total map wide, and
that's the Southwest team for
the
SF
team. So it looks like the teams start across from each other. No morts for Zaw, 1 mort for Phod, and then so that's 1 mort for SF and 3 morts for Ginslingers. And then it looks like everybody maxed out on the archers and warlocks. So the difference here is basically in melee options.
No plus for anyone, huh?
Just 2 pus on Zaw's team.
Okay, 2 plus.
That's it on the whole map. So yeah, Ginslingers is artillery heavy here, or heavier, and then looks like Civil's a little melee heavier in thralls and goals. It is flag rally, so I'm not sure how they scored this. So I think some of those extra goals could probably maybe help tag, and some of those extra thrall could help defend. But I mean, with it being Venice, I think those extra morts will be very helpful with winning those artillery fights and doing some melee damage.
Yeah, so the thing I notice here is the trades are a lot heavier in Warriors than what you would see in modern Myth today. Venice is like one of those maps where it's like
exceptions
melee is just terrible, and
you get shot by locks, by pus, by morts, by archers, like
And also, like, you would not see so little pus. Like, you would always max pus today if you were doing this. But so the other thing I noticed is Za has the 2 pus, but they have no mort, and the other teams have morts. So, like it's a positive that they got the pus, but a negative that they didn't get any morts. So,
yeah, I think if it weren't Warriors and it were some dark melee, then it would definitely change the meta. But the Warriors they're great for light, but they just don't hang up against this artillery selection.
Yeah, these are dark hardy units. Morts and locks are much more powerful than
the only justification for them would be the game type, and you need melee for flag rally.
That's true. So, that's a good point. Flag rally does advantage.
If it were last man or territories, I could see just getting just a handful of them just to have some defense.
I still don't think I would get them on this though. Even though it's flag rally, I still don't think I would get them.
I think even if you max, like if you get 2 lock archers, you still have enough in pus.
Yeah,
you still have enough points for 2 or 3.
Yeah, you can still get a few,
and you still get a handful of them. Yeah, but I wouldn't be getting 10.
Yeah.
Like every team here. This is 4, 8, 10. Yeah, they all have 10 warriors, I think. So they're or 8 or 10 for all of them. So they're definitely pretty melee heavy. The most artillery heavy team looks to be Neuro's team, the Northeast. It looks like they got max artillery option, which is what you would see that in modern Myth, but less warriors, more pus. So I don't know, just based on the trades, it's hard to say. I don't know how they're scoring flag rally. I don't know what the plans are for these teams, but just based on the trades, I like Ginslingers trades better.
Yeah, I like Ginslingers trades better, even though
but even when they've had some better trades previous games, their plans just don't match up to Sybil's. They're strategizing and teamwork.
But based on the fact that this went to sudden death, I have to imagine Ginslingers won this game.
Who is top seed going into finals?
I don't know. You have to
that's
go look at the site, but I don't think that. Why do you ask? I don't think that matters.
If Ginslingers was top seed and Civil wins the match, then that means they go into sudden death. No.
I see what you're saying.
So like, and it looks so far like Civil's winning the match. I mean, again, it's all based on points. But Civil's up 3-1 2 tie.
Yeah, I guess I was assuming that Civil was the top seed, but yeah.
Yeah, I assumed the same from the beginning, but it looks like Ginslingers has the top seed here. But
yeah, we'll see.
Interesting.
If Civil lost this, or sorry, if SF won this, then they definitely were not the top seed. They definitely came from the bottom bracket finals. So yeah.
Yeah, but again, the ties mean they have the same points on those ties. Even if Civil wins 3 games, they might not have win enough to get like. The points are just so weird. Like somehow maybe Ginslingers could have gotten more points from their losses and their 1 win than Civil did with their 3 wins and 1 loss. It's just a silly system, so it's hard to really keep track. But just in terms of win-loss, Civil is clearly ahead.
I do think Ginslingers is going to win this. The reason I say that is because Civil lost Venice the last year that they played this.
But that is a whole year to improve on a very standard Bungie
Sure,
map.
but I'll be honest. You know, Asmo, you said there was a huge improvement. I'm not seeing the huge improvement personally.
I think I see a big improvement.
Okay, why do you say that?
Even larger to 01. Unit control, distributions.
There's less back and forth,
cohesion,
right? There's less back and forth.
More decisive shots, some ground control clicks, closer range push shots, dwarfs not dying immediately, just a whole bunch of stuff.
Like, there's been some blocking too, like more.
It's
blocking,
a whole bunch of small things adding up. I believe.
That's true. I agree with that. The reason I say it's not a huge improvement, primarily, I'm resting that statement on the fact that the archers are still clumped. I'm like,
I feel like the. Go ahead.
To me, that's always been like the shining proof of like old style myth play where you haven't fully figured out even how to archer fight yet. If you still have the clumped archers, right? So
I feel like what the improvement's been is it looks like the micro's better this year, but the strategies haven't really improved. But yeah, micro does look better.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair. Oh, the other thing I want to mention is Deacon. I think Deacon. Okay, he was a little less. He was a little more mediocre on the tro maps, but now he's got just a lock on Venice. I expect him to do some good work with that lock. So that's the other reason I'm picking Ginslingers.
All right, let's see.
All right, let's start it.
Game on.
Does anybody want to make any firm picks on this? I'll pick Ginslingers.
I mean, I was going with Ginslingers, but I wouldn't call it firm.
Yeah, it's not super confident. But,
yeah.
Okay, we're all going with Ginslingers, but not super confident. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like we've seen before, they have better trades in our opinions and better distributions, and then they just don't know what to do with those. So, I mean, Civil could very easily win this just by being the better team.
Flag captured. Flag captured.
How would
captured
in the times before voice chats? How would teams generally communicate on allies games?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. You would just literally shout it out, and the other team would see it. That's it.
That sucks.
Yep.
It's just bad.
From distributions, it looks like Civil's essentially playing down on player 2. Zala just has 6%. Let me see, is that 6% pus, or what's he doing? Oh, it is?
It's the pus team.
Okay, it's pus. That's not so bad, then, depending on how he does with it.
Yeah, I know. I played a couple World Cups where we didn't use voice chat. I don't think voice chat really... We started using it until 2018.
Yeah, 2018 was the first year I used it. Yep.
Yeah, so I think that was the first year I used it. Maybe no.
Captured.
I think in a couple non-World Cup tournaments in 17 we started experimenting with it, but 18 was the first World Cup I used it. And I remember on a couple Allies games before that, I used to team with Killer King a lot, and I just remember sometimes he would just tell me a couple Dutch words for the English equivalents for predetermined plans, and I would shout those across, hoping that no one would understand. And that was kind of our solution to the Allies thing. I was like, okay, contingency number 1, give me a word for that. Contingency number 2, a word for that. And that's kind of how we did it, but still, that's extremely limited form of communication compared to just speaking You know,
I mean, maybe there was some rare instances where
Flag
people went to those
captured.
lengths to try and coordinate stuff like that ahead of time, but for the most part, I don't think people did that.
I mean, there might have been one allies game in a match, so we were like, all right, if this happens, do this. If this happens, do this, and then we're like, all right, use this word or this word, and then that was pretty much it. That was
Flag captured.
no more real communication
Flag
between the teams
captured.
than that.
This is pretty much two separate games right now. Neither
Yeah.
team's linking up.
East fight.
Oh,
West fight.
Deacon's gonna get picked off. He just got pussed,
Oh,
and
what's
Chun Li's
it
gonna
called?
pick him off.
Yeah,
If he had just
yeah.
dodged, his lock sideways.
Oh, can
No, he blocks it.
Oh,
blocks it.
great save! Oh,
Hey,
good job.
You were just asking, where's the improvement from 99?
That
and 99
you're right. That is a
dead.
great play. That is a great. Yeah, we have seen some. And I see. That's not the first time I've seen it. We have seen some blocking of lock shots.
Like
with
I said,
Morts.
it's a whole bunch of small stuff that's real
Yeah.
subtle, but it all adds up.
I agree with that.
What we are seeing right here is this Renwood h.lo guy is just going through tagging all these flags. It looks like Civil's just playing the game type, and Ginslingers are just
Flag
bottled up on
captured.
each side.
I really want to see Deacon push. Well, Chun Li's kind of a good player for SF2, so it's not really a mismatch necessarily. But Chun Li's got one more puss. So if Deacon can pick off that one puss, he just damaged it. Then he'll be good to push. It'll be easier for him to push that side. Okay, SF tagged Ginslingers flag. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is Civil is playing the game type right now, and Ginslingers
Yeah,
is
they're
just
up in tags for sure.
tunnel visioned really hard on either side.
Okay,
Flag
come on,
captured.
Deacon. Pick off that last puskle. Okay, so I'm not seeing any dodging of... Oh, he got so unlucky. He killed the goal from far,
I see that. Yeah.
and the pus still went through the air. And
But
I've actually never seen that before, I don't think.
There's-
That's
I've
crazy.
Still will, bro.
I've seen it a time or two. There was no follow up though, so
No follow-up,
he got
yeah.
no follow up. Yeah, so look, Civil is pressuring flag 7 right now, which is one of their last two flags. There's a team that's about to get victory imminent right here.
Right.
That's
Like I said, like
Civil's-
if you watch from the beginning, who is this Renwood h.lo, whoever that is, they just went straight up the middle of the map and was completely uncontested by anyone on Ginslingers, and they went and tagged
Flag
all of those north
captured.
flags.
Mm-hmm.
Victory
imminent.
Yeah, Ginsinger's second team is literally AFK with their full army right now, pretty much. So weird.
No, they sent some stuff mid.
Yeah,
This
I guess
Pythos
so,
guy.
yeah.
But you're right.
Flag
Pretty much
captured.
70% of their army is
Victory
sitting there
imminent.
AFK. Oh, look at this interesting move. Neuro Ned sends 2 Warlocks alone middle from the east. No melee support.
Deacon
2
finally
Warlocks.
picked off the 2 pus, so he should be able to push easier now on this side.
Yeah, but Ginslingers just spent so much time. Oh, bad block.
Ooh, his Mort got nicks.
Yep, but he's still alive. And that Mort is weak already.
He's just
so
got to drain
all
that lock of mana and then push. Like, that's all he got. He should have a warrior out front, by the way, as a
He's
failsafe
so
block.
confident using that mortar as a blocker.
Well,
Good shots.
he is pushing that flag, so...
Yeah, his melee's too. There it goes.
What I was going to
Far
say
behind.
earlier is Chun Li didn't try to juke the lock shot, so I didn't see that maneuver yet either. He had a Puskul that he could have juked the lock
Oh,
shot.
Chun Li kills the Stolen Warrior here. Oh, close. Yeah, so I mean, Ginslingers are just so tunnel vision on the fights, and Civil is playing for flags here.
Yeah.
They're just,
But
they're just
if
dominant.
Deacon can push through this, they got a big offensive force. They need to do something with that offense, right? If he can push through, then he can maybe make up for it. If he's able to push all the way through, he'll get all of SF's flags. I mean, they have very little D going on. The only thing holding him back right there is Zaz's team. So if Deacon's team has to beat Zaz's team right here, that's what's going to decide this or not. Now, if Zaz's team was smart, they would fight them in that choke right there. They would try to bottle him up in that choke. He needs to get through that choke. Yeah, I don't think they're trying to... They're not trying to get him in the... Oh, he's got full mana. He's got full mana. Okay, good. You guys see a warrior coming out to block. That's great. I like seeing that. Yep. Oh, he's taking some lock shots, though, to the archers. Oh, and he loses the lock. Yep. That's a big, big play right there.
Where are you looking?
Southwest.
Yeah.
Deacon just lost his lock to archers.
I don't think they can push
Must be
anymore
a
after
little-
losing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Speed or
The
something?
lock was everything. They lost it, so it's gone now.
What time are you at?
427?
Have you been watching it double speed this whole time?
Nope.
Flag captured.
How am I so far behind? Like a minute.
Okay, I'll pause. I'm at
No,
418. Where are you, Asmo?
I'm at 416 now. That
Alright,
I
I'm
didn't
here,
stop.
I'm here.
So Asmo was with me,
Go,
so
go.
I don't know how you got far behind, but
I think I'll tab for like a second, and I think Myth pauses the recording.
okay.
But I caught up, so just play.
All right, 418. I'm playing again. SF is pushing hard on Northeast too, so they look like they're gonna win this. Ooh, they thread a lock shot in and get a lock shot off, but I don't think it's gonna matter. SF's still pushing pretty strong on this.
Yeah,
in the
and
Northeast.
that Mort goes down in the Southwest too for Ginslingers, so they're pretty screwed. There's too much melee for them to do anything.
Oh, that Mort is just standing there. They don't even try to block anything. Yeah, SF's about to end this. The game's almost over. The Northeast is lost for them. So I guess yeah, SF was in the bottom bracket. That's why this went to the sudden death.
Yeah, and like I did say at the beginning. Based on Ginslingers' trade and distributions, they looked better, but then they don't have the plans. Civil just plays the game type better here.
SF is totally outclassing Ginslingers at this point. Like even last year, the BMF was closer with like they actually took some games, like more than one game off of Civil, right? SF is like just like Ginslingers doesn't even look like they belong in the same room with SF right
No,
here.
not at all. And it's kind of spoilers, kind of shocking that they win it.
Game over.
Like,
Wait, what do you mean?
doesn't Ginslingers win this tournament?
No. SF won.
Oh, are you sure? Oh, I had some misinformation.
No. SF
I don't know
definitely
why.
won.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
deserve it. They definitely deserve it. Well,
Are you taking off, LSO?
yeah. It's about. I'm over here, kind of nodding off here and there a little
right.
bit. It's pretty late for me, so
All right, man.
I think y'all got sudden death. But that 7-game series, some ending notes. I think Street Fighter Civil definitely owned it and won it. I mean, there were some games where you're like, what are they doing? But mostly they definitely had like better communication, better coordination. They typed a lot more. They were talking a lot more. They played together and they were playing the game type. And so there were just several maps where they just absolutely owned it. And then the ones they lost the one they lost was kind of closer than any of the ones they won, I mean, there were some ties here or there, but the both teams just have a huge propensity for being defensive minded, and I think that's a aspect of early Myth is just hugely defensively minded. Like, I mean, there's still many players now that are defensively minded, but not so much to commit 30% of your units to the home defense on a capture the flag. So,
well, and that I understood a little bit more because they're trying to prevent the sudden death contest points or whatever. But like even just like the lack of like moving to the other side of the map, there's just like a real lack of aggression to push onto the other side of the map ever, right? Did you find this year's match to be less frustrating to watch compared to last year's?
Definitely. It was a little more entertaining, less frustrating to watch. There was better play going on. I think it'll just continue to rapidly improve. Last year's was just heinous in many games. There's no way around it. So this one had some games where it was actually entertaining to watch, and it was close, and you're watching people make mistakes, you're watching people make good plays. Last year's was just watching people struggle to click their units around.
It's funny, too, because I was reading some articles talking about some players that became good or, like, were winning tournaments, and, like, I think it was a 2001 article. So, like, players that were considered good or top players in 2001, they were saying how they kind of already missed Myth's, like, they're already kind of like late to the game with Myth in 2001. That's what they were saying. Like 98, 99 was.
I missed it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only they knew. 2024, and there's still a Mythical Cup. All right. Well, y'all have fun with the sudden death, and I'll see y'all next weekend.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Bye.
All right, Asmo. What do you see with the trades here?
It looks like both teams. Oh no, so FS got 5 whites and Civil got 6. So that's a good sign for both teams that maybe they near max plus and max plus this game, which we have not been seeing. So it'll be interesting to see if they heal all those. Not max wars for either team, like not even close. So it looks like it's probably gonna be an artillery fight based on these trades. Both teams have heavy artery and not even close to max fast Moli.
Yeah, what I really notice is the very heavy, I would say, actually, on the archers and the light fast melee. In modern Myth today, you would definitely max fast melee on this for sure, and you would go a lot less archers. So, but this was the style of play back then, so it does align with the era back then. This is a very typical trade, yeah. Distributions wise, let's see, we got Za getting light units again. Like, I didn't, except for the like 1 or 2 games early in the match that Za got, like when he did the on the Great Divide, he had a good size force where he did the Huron Rush. Yeah, and he made a great play and won the game for his team. Ever since then, he's been getting very light unit sets. I'm not sure why. Yeah. And then Pythos and Mobitz and Moli. Again, Deacon is not getting very big unit sets either.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the rhyme or reason is behind how they choose who's like the heavy hitting players on their team, because it always seems to be changing up. It's not anybody consistent.
Yeah.
I can't really pick anybody. I guess I don't know. I would. No, you know what? I can pick somebody because so far Civil has been completely outclassing Ginslingers, right? Like, I actually thought the first 7 games would be closer because I was operating under the assumption that Civil was the top bracket finalist. But apparently they must have like had 1 week showing or something and somehow made it in the bottom bracket, even though like I don't think whatever match they lost during the DE portion of the tournament, I have to assume was a fluke for some reason, right?
And maybe they're like bad attendance or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're like completely outclassing Ginslingers here. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Civil for the rest of these games. Although there was 3 sudden death games, so that would suggest that they lost one of them. I think, right? I don't know. I don't know how sudden death worked back then.
If it's the same way, then they probably lose game one, and Civil wins the next 2. If it's the more modern style.
Maybe it's hard to say. If they traded games, it had to be game 1 or 2. Hard to say which one, but I don't know. I'll pick Civil. They've been totally outclassing Ginslingers. Ginslingers only won that 1 Acts of Piety game that Civil kind of just effed up pretty badly, and even then SF could have came back from it, but just didn't. So yeah, I'll pick SF for the rest of these games. I don't think you can really pick any other way based on this trades for this game. They're not that different, right? So
yeah, this one's a coin flip in terms of trades. It's just gonna come down to whoever controls their units better.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna start it.
Game on.
All right. Yeah, I hope they heal all these whites. I want to see that from both teams. Max plus.
So far,
if they do max plus, though, it'll be strange. Why did they decide to max plus this game and not earlier?
It's not technically. Oh wait, does it max? SF got maxed. Did they both max? I thought one got 5.
No, yeah, FS just got 5.
Ginslingers got 5, yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like they're just doing a standard 3-prong.
Mm-hmm.
When I was playing like Rabble games in the early 2000s, like 2004, 2005, when I came back, this is sorta was the standard. They'd all do 3 prongs on maps like this.
Yeah, our go-to strategy that we always do on this is I want to say it's 5 archers that we do, and we do actually max thrall, and we end up like sinking about 30 thrall, 15 on each side, and we defend the flanks just by using sunk thrall and just trying to bait people to cross. And if they cross, then we'll put the thrall behind them and pinch them. And so in that way, you can kind of defend the flanks without actually keeping units there. Other than the sunk thrall, I guess.
Oh wow, look at this. I just noticed this. Look at Sybil's flag. I'm going to take... I like Ginslinger's stuff way more at this point. Looking at the flag D, they got freaking archers and warriors and dwarfs on the flag.
Huge flag D, yeah. That's unusual. Even with the point system, Ginslingers is not doing like archers and dwarfs and shit on the flag D, so...
Yeah, so they have an artery advantage across every flank with archers because of that defense.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see the move I think I would make is have that, well, I was about to say south. Ginslingers South should push, but now they got goals behind them, which could cause them issues. Yeah, and those, I think all those goals got pus. So maybe not now, but... Oh, they got... Ginslingers got pus. Oh no, those are no pus goals behind their South. Okay.
Oh, they don't have pus, huh? That's
No.
interesting. I was gonna say that is a really good pinch setup with all those if they had pus, but
right, exactly. I'm thinking Za has a dedicated pus pack. He's got 3 pus left in the South. I think he's gonna do some real damage here on Mobitz.
Yeah, Busta Rhymes needs to push that South to set up all this pus.
Yeah, he needs to get the follow-up damage. He needs to be ready to get the follow-up. He's not pushing though. They're not calling. They're not calling to coordinate. Za, let's get him. Okay, now they are. Now they are. Yep. Now they're coordinating. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, they're going too slow. They're going too slow though. They didn't even just like.
Yeah.
Do. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, Sybil should smash the South right now.
Yeah, they have 3 pus ready to go. Like, and I hope he goes for that dwarf too. He is. Okay, good pus. Nice. And killed it right away. Nice. Get the follow-up. Kill the archer. Busta Rhymes not getting the follow-up damage on that archer.
Busta Rhymes is like busy controlling one goal instead of getting all this other stuff engaged.
And he just screwed up the pus throw on that goal too.
Eesh. Man, they're really screwing this up the South when they had advantage.
Okay, there's another good pus from Za. Get the follow-up damage though. Come on, Busta Rhymes. Get the follow-up damage. Pick off the archer. What's he gonna shoot at? Let's see.
Better hit the archer here.
Yeah, too late though. He got out of the pus. So the I'd say the follow-up damage is still pretty weak in this match. We saw there was no real follow-up damage last match. There might have been a little bit of follow-up this match, but it's still kind of weak, I would say. And now they're gonna Busta Rhymes is gonna get pussed most likely to even this up a little bit. Looks like Za is out of pus, so there's no more pus for him in the South. Neuro was behind Busta Rhymes and then just went to link up with Mobitz instead of staying behind to be able to pus from behind. That's kind of a foolish play, I would say.
Mobitz should just push the south at this point. With all that plus that's been used against them already, should feel like pretty safe from the goals.
Yeah.
Especially with those 3 plusless goals behind them, like they have a huge unit advantage down there.
Okay, Neuro opts to puss, and he did get 3 or 4 goals there, so that's not a bad puss, I suppose. Yeah,
it was alright plus, because now he at least knows that there's no plus there. They don't even have to worry about that anymore.
I will say this, Mobitz's archer line is a bit more spread out. I mean, it's still a default formation, but it's the more spread out default formation. Yeah. And his warrior pack is doing that too. So that's like one of the first spread formations I've seen in the whole between both years, last year and this year. It's just no aggressive pushes here. He's got an archer advantage. He's got a puss advantage too. He should be pushing that south.
Ooh, a big puss in the north on 3 archers all clumped up.
Yep. Oh, but I hate how he wasted the second puss on that, and there was no other follow-up really either to be had. I don't know, 2 puss for 3 archers is, you know, it's just okay to me.
Oh, this might be a tie.
Yeah, it's not looking great for either team right now. Maybe that's why I went to 3 games, because it was a tie.
Yeah, that would make sense.
It also makes sense from the perspective of, like, there was a lot of ties in this match. Wasn't there, like, 2 or 3 in the first 7-game series?
Yeah. Man, what is happening south? Why is he not pushing in with the archer advantage? I'm confused. He's literally just letting the other guy hold him with
Yep.
less stuff.
A lot of wasted pus in the north. The use of pus is really it's not very efficient, I would say. Still, I mean, granted, even today, pussing is like one of those things that not very many people are really great at, to be honest. But the one thing I do think I've tried to drill, at least into my team, is like we always save pus for dwarfs for the most part, and we try to minimize the use of pus on archers.
Yeah, it's almost never worth using on archers. Like, you better be hitting a clumped group of like 4+ to even consider it.
Yeah.
Would like to see Ken with that warrior pack, not just like dodge around at archer range. I'd like to see him run by all that mid stuff to the other team's flag. Sybil has enough on defense that he doesn't need all his warriors there, just taking 3 damage.
So Deacon spent 1 pus on 2 warriors middle, and the archers did not get any follow-up damage on those warriors either. So again, like, just there's like no, I don't think there's like a really strong concept of follow-up damage on pus units at all. Also, why would you pus 2 warriors even with the follow-up damage, right? It just, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I think that's something that people struggle with today too, not to this extent, but like there's some players that don't get the concept. Like, even if you could get a big pus on like a decent amount of units,
right.
If you don't have follow-up units, you're literally wasting that thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, even today, people screw that up. Like, they'll be like, oh, a packed clump of 6 warriors. They pus 6 warriors, but there's 0 follow-up. It's like, you really didn't do enough then. Like, that's not a good use of pus. I might even like start doing. I haven't even thought to try that. Like, I almost wonder how effective it would be if I deliberately started clumping my warriors to try and bait somebody to use pus on them. Yeah, I think that actually might be somewhat effective, possibly. It's worth trying at least. I've seen people be pussing Clump Thrall even. It's just like ridiculous. Wow. Ginslingers is picking off some archers that have no melee defense.
Yeah, seeing that what is happening there. Those archers could literally just like.
And the warriors are not turning around to defend them either. Yeah, that too. The archers are not turning to fight either.
Man.
Lost 2 archers. Yeah, 2 archers. Okay, they back off, so they lost 2 archers. Ginslingers still up in percentage a little bit. There's 5 minutes left almost. Ginslingers has the archer advantage if they would just push. They need to push into these archers and just pick them off. They need to finish off these archers from FEI Long.
Yeah, if they clean up south pretty nice, like without losing too much, they could win the game for sure.
Right. Oh my god, he's gonna take a dwarf shot. Okay, no he didn't. They need to. Oh my god. Mobitz is like. I mean, he's getting some good shots on warriors at least. But it's like, man, dude. I hope he's more aggressive here soon. Oh, it looks like he's gonna get rushed, but I don't think he can. Oh yeah, no, he can't be rushed. I don't think. Okay, shoot.
Nah. Yeah, he should be able to win as long as he keeps on shooting.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Does this dwarf get him? No.
Flag contested.
Oh, FEI Long's archers are going into a really bad position. He's going to get trapped in there.
For sure. Oh yeah, those warriors just get picked off.
Yeah.
Everything. Oh.
Ken is fucking up. That's not a good... Again, we're seeing more of this. We saw it last year too, where like melee units will just sit inside of enemy archer range and just they don't even dodge that well, right? They're just standing in there and just taking archer shots for no reason. Okay, yeah, so SF just is like turtling up in this like trapped choke. I think literally Mobitz could pick off the rest of that by himself. And yeah, we're already starting to see Moli. He's starting to break away to start going for the flag, which I think is the correct play because there's only 3 minutes left. Yeah, 3 minutes is enough. Oh, they got 4 archers sitting on flag D. Oh my god!
That's what I'm telling you. Dude, they had all those archers and even a dwarf. I guess the dwarf's gone now.
The dwarf's coming back now. Or I don't know if it's the same dwarf, but there's a dwarf coming back now.
It's gonna be tough to get their flag with 2 minutes 30 seconds with all that defense.
Yeah, they got 8 archers against 4. I mean, they can do it if they're really aggressive, but I don't think they're going to be aggressive enough.
I think Mobitz committed south too long. You should have pulled the warriors at least and let the archers finish stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Oh, SF has got a dwarf on Ginslinger's flag, and Ginslingers has no good way of defending it.
Yeah, they have more fast Moli there too. The dwarf should be able to.
The dwarf should be able to clean that up. Man. Yeah. I don't know how they leaked that without coordinating a better defense for that.
Ooh, big shot. Yeah, this dwarf's gonna win the game, man.
Yeah, I think so.
It's literally just throwing one warrior now. They would have
2
to
minutes
screw this
left.
up pretty hard. Why? Okay.
Flag contested.
Oh my god, the dwarf already took a thrall hit.
Clean that up. Oh no, they lose that to thrall. Yikes. Just protect the dwarf, guys. Do not let that work, will it? Oh yeah,
I think SF's gonna win.
Someone's gonna win this game. What the heck?
Oh, hang on.
Are they trading flags?
Ginslingers is trade. Yeah, they're gonna trade flags. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a tie, but not because they didn't capture flags, because they traded.
Flag contested.
Dang, I didn't even see what happened on Silver Flag.
Oh, the dwarf got taken out by the thrall. Actually, Ginslingers just took out the dwarf.
Did he just run it into thrall and mess it up?
Yeah.
Ouch.
He didn't. I guess because he was scared because they were about to lose their flag, so he didn't want to back off.
I guess
He wasn't even contesting though. It doesn't even make sense what he did there.
Ginslingers win now, though.
It's looking like Ginslingers should win then. Yeah.
They have more warriors coming in too. Yeah, it's over.
Yep, it's over. They won. Okay.
Wow.
SF should have won that actually, or they should have tied at least, right? So.
Yeah.
I think great play by Moli and Deacon. to take that flag, and they're pretty aggressive, right? They turn around right at 3 minutes. They realized they were short on time. That was the correct move right there. Yeah.
Man, Ken had a horrible game for Civil there. 0 damage. He used the water pack, literally just walking back and forth, taking archer shots.
I'm guessing at this point that Ken is not guttermouth. I think Za might be guttermouth, but again, kind of guessing there still. All right, I'm going to go to the next one.
I like that these Sun and Death games are different at least.
Oh my god, dude, the 2 games in a row, it's so painful, man.
DE Territories. This is like a classic right here.
Yeah.
A good classic game in my opinion. I like this one.
Yeah, it's not bad. A lot of souls for SF, which I don't like, but a lot of souls for Ginslingers too, unless they're not done. No, I think they finished trading.
Wow,
No pus for SF.
That's what I've seen. It's so strange. Like I was gonna say, oh, I like the trailer, but they literally have 0 pus.
Yeah.
And Ginslingers nearly maxes. They get 5 again. So
Ginslingers must have won this. Or no, they have to have lost because they already won one. So yeah.
I'm not sure how they end up losing this, to be honest.
Well, if we recall that Phod did captain a DE Terry's in the last MWC finals that we watched last week for MWC 99, and his strat was he kept all the thrall and he sunk them, and it looks like he's doing the same strat here.
It just seems like Ginslingers trade is so good to counter FSs because, or just the counter Street Fighter. Street Fighter has 4 doors and they have no pus, and then FF Ginslingers have all these pus that they can use on doors. You know, like they even gave them good targets to use the pus on.
I agree. I will say this though, that at least the one benefit of getting souls, although I still don't like souls, but the one benefit here is that they will help defend the dwarfs against the pus at least. So if we haven't been seeing really great dwarf defense in general, even from SF, but I mean, if they can defend well, if they can use the souls to help defend the dwarfs, we'll see. They got 4 dwarfs. What I expect to see in this game is that Ginslingers is probably going to have a lead for the most of the game, but then the last like 3 or 4 minutes, you're going to then see SF push out with all that sunk thrall, and then come back just like they did last time with the DE Terries. So,
all right, you ready?
Yep. No pus and no goals. Which I guess you wouldn't really get goals probably without pus. I don't know if you're trying to think of what I would do on that, but because you can get a little bit extra goals beyond the pus.
Their splits are decent at least on Civil. And Bison has like all the thrall pretty much. Phod does, but everyone else has a pretty equal split.
Do you remember what max goals is on this? Is it 12?
Flag captured.
Yes. Did they get 12?
Flag captured.
No,
Flag
I don't.
Oh, they got 10. Okay, so they got 10 plus, 10 goals.
Yeah.
Flag captured.
So yeah, M Bison's starting to sink a bunch of thrall.
So I will notice one thing that's already bad from Ginslingers is they're putting like their whole army south pretty much. So they might get bottleneck here and just lose the flag game at the end.
Flag captured.
They definitely lose this game. There's no question about it. Yeah, they've given up mid completely too. So it's gonna be easy to pinch them and bog them down in the south, I think. Yeah, you would never want to do
Flag
like a
captured.
one prong, like a jugger flank on this like that on DE Terries. You're just setting yourself up for failure in the later game. Like it's so the way you counter that is you just try to like bottle up that army and not really engage it. Force it to fight through some choke points or something like that. You know, find some terrain to just kind of like slow it down and bog it down, and just run the timer out. And if they don't spread out at all, or if they wait too late to spread out, then they're gonna lose so much map control. You know.
Yeah, looks like that's what's happening. Busta Rhymes is falling back pretty well. The one guy who's in their south, and then everyone else is starting to surround that south force, so they might just get bottlenecked up on that little island that they're all on right now.
Yeah, and in general, that's the big Achilles heel of like one prong juggers. Like you might like sometimes it feels it's not done that common, but like sometimes every now and then you'll see people think of to do it, and then in their mind it feels like a good idea. How could it go wrong? At least the whole army will be together, right? Like we can't lose the BC fight. But the big Achilles heel is it will get bogged down because you're trying to push too many units through too small of a terrain, and it's harder to move through, and you will just give up all of the rest of the map, and you'll lose all map control, and then you'll find yourself like just like there's no real good position for you to move from that point, other than to like. The best thing you can do is hopefully you have half the game time left over and you can still have time to spread out. But at that point, like, why didn't you just spread out from the beginning anyway, right? So,
Flag contested.
Okay, Ginslinger's going to puss this door from the south, it looks like. Oh, okay, he should still be able to get it.
Flag.
Yep, he got it, okay.
Flag captured. Flag contested.
So one dwarf down for SF.
Probably clean up all those warriors too.
Yeah, you're right, because he's got goals to chase him down too. So, yep. He should be able to chase all that shit down if he's smart about it.
He's getting a good percent lead right now.
Flag captured.
So it's looking good. Oh, SFS actually is up in flags, even though they like sunk all their thrall. That's very different than the way this played out last time against BMF.
Flag captured.
Man, look in the game state right now. I'd say that Ginslingers would win this game if I didn't know the outcome.
Right. I mean, it's a slight advantage. I don't think it's like a super commanding advantage right now, but
it's not. But they did break out of that chokehold. They're gonna equal percent while still having all that
flag
buff.
Right.
Flag captured. Flag contested. Flag captured.
There's not much else happening other than that south fight.
Ginslingers is still kind of a little bottled up. I mean, yeah, they got that one melee pack. Mobitz's melee pack is the only thing that's kind of able to push through right now. Oh no, Mobitz has two melee packs. He split up his force into two different packs. Okay. But they're both in the south. So right now Mobitz really needs to like dive into the backfield, like north, and then eventually maybe even northwest to try and pick up some. Okay, they did just pick up a bunch of flags. Now the flags are caught up. That's good.
It's weird though, because one of those Moli packs that he split up is going back to right where he came from in that trapped position.
Yeah,
we head out towards the north, or
he's really not doing what we like. He needs to push out to a different part of the map, and he's not really doing that. He also kind of wasted his goals. Both his goals got picked off. He could have been a lot more efficient with those to be able to properly run down all the rest of that melee.
Lost. Flag lost. Contested. Flag lost. Flag captured.
Okay, is it possible soul fight maybe in the south of mid. Gold pack too? What's that gold? That gold pack's got a there's a 5 pus gold pack. Oh my god. All by Deacon.
Oh,
You better pick off that dwarf. You better pick off that dwarf. He's got 5 pus goals. You better be able to kill that dwarf. The dwarf's sitting in water too. Oh, it's gonna die to souls maybe. Yep. Oh, he didn't even have to pus it. The Pythos souls got it. He should. Oh man. No, never mind. What's he doing? What's he doing? He's gonna.
Pus all the souls.
He's gonna get his whole Puskull pack killed.
Flag
If he loses one of his Puskulls, they're all clumped up.
Oh yeah, a few of them are pretty low too. Just one spear.
Okay, Ginslinger. I don't know why Ginslingers in the south isn't able to like push effectively. Like they have a bunch of souls against no souls.
Flag captured.
Okay, SF is being smart and they're using their stakes to keep the souls at bay. So Ginslingers, like, despite having like arguably some advantage there with the souls, is not able to actually push out of that. They're just getting hung up on Stigs and dwarfs hiding behind trees and shit. So
Yeah, the SF too. They understand the game plan right now. They're talking about it in their chat. They have good position. Wait till end game, break out meds, stuff like that. They understand the plan to win right now.
Yeah, they understand how to wait for end game. We saw that too with the Axipede game that they won.
Oh.
Flag lost. Flag captured.
Yeah, there's only 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, and still like their whole force is in that southwest corner, other than a small percentage.
Yep, and I see this happen all the time. So many teams do this. They get bogged down and they just do not understand how to get out of it.
Flag contested.
Bad pus. They got one more pus.
Lost.
But even then, if they kill that dwarf, there's still another one.
Flag contested.
Yeah, I mean, definitely looking a lot better for.
Flag captured.
SF killed another pus. It's looking good for SF.
Now, they might be able to just uncontest at the end and win this game with how superior their position is. Like, literally the middle and north side of the map. Ginslingers doesn't have like a single unit there. Oh, there's some sunk thrall in the northwest. That's all they got.
Flag lost. Flag.
Yeah, when it's all said and done, out of 10 games, Ginslinger will have only won 2 of them, I guess.
Flag captured.
Yeah, they just lost all their souls pretty much too. In that soul fight.
Yep, saw that. SF has got like a huge melee force at their home start.
Just that is strange.
Or is that's actually where Ginslinger started actually. So yeah, that's like because they backed up. That was the force that was in the southwest, and they backed up, I think. So now they're in good position. They're going to keep pressure on that southwest, I think. Yeah, this is looking like it's already over. So even though the percentages are the same and like they're very similar, and there's like a lot of percent left, but just based on map control alone, it looks like it's already over, right?
Yeah, I mean, Street Fighter literally just have to take a massive Moli engage against them and just get wiped out for it to even have a chance of the other team winning.
Yeah, and Ginslingers like 10 pus against SF's 0 pus. They didn't really do anything with that pus that I saw, so they used 2 pus to kill 1 dwarf. That was the only thing I saw useful out of that pus.
Yeah, I honestly don't even know what the other pus did.
Yeah.
Died maybe to souls, I have no idea.
I saw 1 die to a dwarf.
Flag lost. Flag captured. Flag contested. Flag contested. 30 seconds remaining. Flag contested. Flag captured. Flag lost. Flag lost. Flag contested. Flag captured.
I do like SF's dwarf defense, I think, is better than it was in 99. Although as soon as I say that, he lost the dwarf, but but still, it's a little bit better. I mean, the 99, the usage of dwarfs in the 99 finals was like really bad, right?
I think you just uncontest right here if you're SF. I don't think you need to even worry about them tagging flags and making it close.
Yeah, they're still contesting the south, but whatever, yeah.
Yeah, they're committing to Moli fight there.
They will win that eventually.
Oh, they're winning it, huh?
Yeah, they're winning it.
Flag contested. Flag
Oh, yeah, that's a wrap.
Flag contested. Flag captured. Flag.
Are they telling them to stop
Flag
contesting?
lost.
No, they're still contesting.
Flag
I agree with you. They should have just stopped contesting, but they're choosing to contest more in the north.
Flag contested. Flag captured.
Yeah, at this point, I guess you gotta just play it out because there's random contests going on everywhere, so
Flag lost.
probably not coordinated enough right now to end it.
Flag captured. Flag contested. Flag contested. Flag lost.
Percentages
Flag
feel even,
captured.
but flags don't.
Flag
Map control doesn't
contested.
feel even.
Flag contested. Flag captured.
Oh my god, 3 Stigs just lost a 4th Thrall in the
Flag
middle.
captured.
Oh my god. Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen the intel of it. Yeah, okay.
Flag lost.
That was
Yeah,
an awful
it's
melee.
rough right
Like
there.
they pulled out 1 Stig and then it just got ignored and then
Flag
like it was just awful. It's like 3 Stigs against 4 Thrall and the 3 Stigs
Flag
lost.
lost.
They might have not been full health Stigs, but still, like they were above half.
Flag contested.
The northwest, a
Flag
bunch of souls are
captured.
being ran down.
Flag captured.
Yeah, you're about to see a massive swinging percent. Already is, I guess.
Oh wow, the
Uh,
percentage swung massively. Holy shit!
Flag
It was
captured.
literally just a minute ago, like
Flag
only a
lost.
3 or 4% difference. I
I
wonder
think
what
there's like
happened.
3.
Contested.
So the northwest, there was a big fight where they won a Moli fight, and then they were able to clean up souls that were on land, like nowhere near deep water or anything. So I think there's like 3 different engages going on.
Yeah.
Different places,
Yeah, I think it was
Flag
like
captured.
3 different things they
Flag
lost probably.
contested.
Ginslingers lost.
Flag lost. Flag captured. Flag contested.
There's a 1 warrior
Flag
versus 1
captured.
Stig fight going on in the south,
contested.
and the Stig is getting pelted
Flag
with soul
lost.
spears. So it's
Flag
like
contested.
this is actually the one thing where
Flag
like a warrior will beat a Stig
Flag
in
captured.
1v1 fight, especially if you're throwing
contested.
spears at the Stig
Flag
too.
lost.
Yeah.
Flag contested.
Yeah, Stig are weak in
Flag
that 1v1 fight if they don't have a vet.
Flag contested.
Yeah.
Flag
They're just too
captured.
slow to get stunned.
Flag lost.
And Bison says, I never want to play this game again. I think it's almost
Man,
over.
how's this game still going on?
Well, DE Terries, yeah, that's what happens on DE Terries with what? How many flags? 25 flags? Yeah.
Contested. Flag lost.
See no contest. It should be ending. Oh, never mind. There's another contest.
Flag captured.
It's almost done.
Flag contested. Flag lost.
Might have jinxed it, actually.
Game.
Okay, there we go. Finally. Chun Li had a big game. Yeah, he had like a Stig war pack with a dwarf, and he was in the southwest there, and he held off all those souls and shit. So this is the problem of getting too many souls and archers. Is like you feel like you have a strong force, especially if you like keep everybody together, but it's just so easy to like kind of just dodge the spears, find some terrain that you can defend or block the shots, and you can just get it bogged down, and it's just hard to push out of.
Yeah, I mean, there's there's like a few instances where you can't dodge souls, and it's very map specific. Like if your team's just coordinated, you just run, and then whatever percent they lost spending souls, they pretty much just lose those points.
Chun Li was kind of like the only one with a standout stats there. I'm gonna load up the next one. Okay, here we go with the captures. Keep. Wasn't there a big? Weren't we just talking about this? There was a big like scandal about. Maybe it wasn't captures. Maybe it was balls on parade or something. But like it was keep, and with the balls and the spiders, like one of the teams put all the balls deep in the corner. Only spiders could get to it.
Yeah, I forget what game was that.
Wasn't it in like MWC 98, and that's what knocked Civil out by rival forces or something like that?
Yeah, it was whatever the team that won it, and the Renwood's team ended up doing some strategy like that. I can't remember which team it was against though.
I think it was against Civil.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. That's why the Civil wasn't in the finals that year. So.
Well, this is interesting. This is the first time we're seeing Fetch in 2 full Mithril Cups.
Yes.
The deciding game.
Right. Is this the first time we're seeing Zerks? It's the first time for Merms, for sure. Spiders, yeah. I think, too.
I think all these units, Dwarf Heroes as well.
Yeah.
Other than Trow, everything's new.
Right. Trow and J-Man, yeah. So, given that Civil went through that fiasco in 98, they would be... Actually, what the hell? They didn't even max spiders. I would have thought that they would have maxed spiders, given that they went through this fiasco in 98 already.
Captures, for sure.
Is there any difference between their trades?
These trades look good, actually. There is a difference. So, SF got 3 Dwarf Heroes, and Ginslingers has 0 that I'm seeing. What did Ginslingers get more of? I'm trying to... Wow, okay. So Ginslingers, big difference, actually. Ginslingers maxed Fetch, so they have 8, and SF did not max Fetch, they only have 6.
Right. Yep, that's definitely interesting. You typically would always max the Fetch. And yeah, SF has Dwarf Heroes. I do like that they have Dwarf Heroes. Ginslinger doesn't have any. That's... But I'd say the trades are pretty similar otherwise. Like, they both went light on the spiders. They both prefer Zerks over Merms. Oh, Ginslinger's got a little bit more Merms, it looks like, maybe. But... And I think that's the correct call. Like, Merms... Definitely, I prefer Zerks over Merms as well. They definitely... Go ahead.
I don't like the split of Ginslingers for their Fetch. They have one guy with 2, one guy with 3, one guy with 1, one guy with 2. So they have this Fetch like split in a very awkward way.
Yeah, you split them up too much. Like, I would split it 2 or 3 ways at most. Yeah. You got the Deacon on Tro, which I like. Chun Li on Tro for SF, which I also like. So we're gonna see some Troing between those two. That's good. All right, I'm at 11:58. You ready to start?
I'm ready. Yep.
All right. Started.
I'm surprised I've never heard of Deacon until really watching these films right now. He seems like probably one of the better players for that time.
Well, you probably never heard of him, probably because he stopped playing right after this, maybe. True. So, yeah.
This is the last Bungie Mithril Cup. I feel like a lot of people got lost once Bungie stopped
right.
Them.
That's right, yeah. And then even more people got lost after 2001 because Bungie Net went down, and that lost a ton of players too, so...
Ball captured.
Both teams have pretty standard strats. Oh, never mind. I didn't see the north flank for SF. They're doing a 3-prong. Like a very hard 3-prong.
Yeah, they got Artie on both flanks, yep.
Ball captured.
And Ginslingers are
I like that, by the way.
on the...
I prefer the 3-prong. But if Ginslingers wanted to try and punish it, they... Well, SF's being smart, they're backing off. Yeah, Ginslingers, where's all their fetch are kind of slow, they're still catching up. I was going to say Ginslingers should push mid, but they can't do it without their fetch there,
captured.
so... I mean... And SF's being smart by backing off. Keeping the fetch away from their tro. So the thing that people should watch out for, this is very important, if you're ever playing a game with tro and fetch on it, tro and fetch have a really powerful, I mean, it's the same of any arty unit really, but fetch maybe even more so because they're so good of an arty unit.
Oh no.
Oh,
Is
wow.
Deacon gonna get trapped here by Olis Moli?
Oh.
He's in a rough spot. If he doesn't... Okay, he might get out. Oh.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. There's nowhere to cross. Moli drops though.
Oh my god. He got like magic dirted or something.
Yeah, I saw that. The charger stopped.
That
Yikes.
sucks.
That is a rough start.
That's a super rough start. Deacon says fucking AI. What I was saying earlier was the thing to watch out for always is on tro fetch maps, or really any tro map. You should only do pushes, melee pushes in general, but like especially with tro, you should only push with tro when you have arty with the tro. It's a super powerful synergy. It makes the killing way more efficient. It uses your tro's health way more efficiently, which is very important to conserve that health. So the reason I was saying that Ginslingers might be able to push mid is only if they would have to wait until their fetch get caught up. Also, the reason Deacon's move there that we just saw, even if he had not gotten kind of unlucky there or whatever and lost the tro, his move is actually ill-advised regardless, because you always want to keep the tro in a position where they can be combined with the fetch support behind it. And he was starting to move away from his fetch, and that's a bad play.
So if I'm civil right now, all those big guys, I literally don't fight. Like, you're eventually going to win the game by all these trial getting trapped since they're in a horrible position. Like, I wouldn't even risk fighting mid right now.
Yeah, Deacon, yeah. Basically, SF needs to just wait while their tro finish kind of shadowing. CHUN LI is kind of shadowing. He's not, oh my god. He could get a lot more shots on Deacon's tro, but he's not paying attention.
Yeah, you could get that try like half health right there with how that passing was.
So one thing we also haven't noticed yet is like the whole attack moving with tro to be able to shadow enemy tro, especially any enemy melee unit faster. In modern troing, and I don't think this became a thing until like 05-ish maybe or so. I remember Zur was one of the earliest players that started doing this, where as soon as your tro punches an enemy tro, you move instead of waiting for the next punch to keep your tro tight on the enemy tro, so that you can get a lot more punches in then when you're shadowing it. And that's the thing that I really like about Myth, is that Myth, its gameplay is kind of set up, and I don't know if it's probably unintentional, honestly. It's kind of set up though that you have a lot of units to control, and if you don't do you can still control all those units pretty well without maximum micro on each of the units. But as you lose units and you get fewer and fewer units, or if you're playing a large team game where you have a smaller squad and you can put more micro into those units, the additional micro you put in does help you to win fights better, right? Or get more damage off.
Sure. Somehow Deacon actually escaped that trial chase. Like the game should be over right now, but now it's like actually still a game.
I mean, they're still up by a tro. That's still significant enough of an advantage, I would say. Like, think about it. They could abuse that tro advantage super bad because this is a map with J-Men on it too. So they could just easily whittle down the enemy tro and just they could abuse the hell out of their tro advantage right now if they really needed to. But yeah, Deacon did escape that without taking more damage because Chun Li wasn't really shadowing it very well, but that's like the second or third tro trap that we saw SF get on Ginslingers this match.
Yeah, the trial maps have definitely been a big difference. I think they won all of them, right?
Yeah, they're definitely better at troing, I would say for sure. Yeah.
Ball lost.
So the only good thing that Ginslingers got going for them right now is they do have a ball advantage, so SF can't just camp them in the base and win the game. Like at some point they're gonna have to do a push to take more balls.
Right. Okay. So they have 3 balls. Where are the other 2 balls at? Okay. No. I actually don't see where all the balls are at. I don't see where 2 of them are at. It's kind of hard to see with the dark blue color.
No, Civil's base is under attack right now. They should be fine, but they got a spider pack there.
They're sending more D2. So yeah, now you're seeing a big fetch push by Civil. They're probably gonna. Yep. Oh, they lose a fetch though to tro. They need to abuse their tro advantage by always having 2 tro at least on their 2 tro. I don't know why they're allowing them to like trade tro advantages right now. Oh my god. Yeah, so you see what I'm saying about the tro fetch? Like whenever you see tro fetch together, like that's always a very powerful combination. So Civil just took some hits there because the one tro that Ginslinger has there has a fetch behind it. So
Ball contested.
Yeah, I can't believe they let that trial just get unmatched by trial when they're down 1.
they picked off the fetch finally from behind, so that's good.
Oh yeah, these trial Chun Li are getting all this money clumped for these fetch.
They just lost. SF lost 2 fetch to a tro when they have a massive tro advantage. That should never happen, but they're gonna win the game regardless. They got too much of an arty and tro advantage now. Where are the other 2 balls? Like I only see 3 balls.
I'm looking for 2. I don't know where they're at. I see the 3 at
They
their
must be like
face.
deep in the wall or the corner or something.
Yeah, did they get blasted off? Is that what happened?
Yeah, maybe.
Contested.
I guess it doesn't matter. They must have pushed it off the map or something, yeah.
Ball contested.
I think we saw the same thing 2 years in a row, though, that Civil is just the more aggressive team in both Mithril Cups for at least like 80% of the games that were played.
Yeah. And they have better coordinate, and it makes sense because like to be aggressive, you need to be coordinated,
Contested.
and they have that coordination, right?
Ball
Like
contested.
if you're not coordinated, the only thing you can kind of do is be passive and reactive, which only means you can defend,
Ball
right?
contested. Ball captured.
They lost a lot of fetch there uselessly
Ball
though.
contested.
Okay, and now they have a fetch to push off those spiders off the balls, so although the fetch is not going in for some reason, they're trying to use a dwarf, but the dwarf's gonna have a harder time. I really don't know why they don't use that fetch to just push
Ball
off those spiders, but
Ball captured.
Dang, this was sort of a blowout series, huh?
Yeah, it was. I
Was it
remember
9-2 or something?
Captured.
we'll have to count it
1
real
minute
quick
remaining.
after this is
Oh,
over.
there was
Ball
ties.
contested.
There was some ties in there, yeah. I can't remember if it was 2 ties or 3. It was something. It was one of those 2. Okay, now I see 4 balls. Okay, so there was a 4th ball in there that I just didn't see before, I guess. Still don't see one of the balls though.
Ball
There's a
captured.
Oh, it was in the east. Okay. All right, now I see all the balls. That dark blue, I just couldn't see shit. Yeah, so let's see. Chun Li did a good job. Deacon, man, I felt so strongly about you in the beginning of the match, man. Kind of fell off the map there after that though. Yeah, his throwing definitely not up to par at all. Oh well, I guess that's to be expected. That's why we haven't heard of the Deacon anymore, and that's why he stopped playing after this match.
Sagat or HWED, he actually had like quietly good games throughout the series.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we saw him and Chun Li kind of be favored with the biggest unit sets, didn't we? Throughout the match, for the most part.
Yeah, like it's weird because it didn't start that way, but like once it hit the trial maps and thereafter, they became like the guys being the most.
I'm starting to think that he who eats dung is not like whoever that is in this match is not the real he who eats dung, because first of all, I didn't think he who eats dung converted over to Myth 2 this soon. He was a TFL player, and I'm pretty sure he converted over to Myth 2 like maybe a year, 2, 3 years after this. That was my memory, which admittedly could be very flawed. We're talking about 24 years ago, so there's a possibility that he's actually guttermouth, to be honest. I don't really remember, but somebody knows who these players are. This was figured out at one point in time, who everybody was in this roster. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully somebody in the Myth community can can identify all these players for us. I'll post it in the chat, see if somebody can follow up with us on that, and then we can maybe mention it in the next cast that we do. But
yeah, I don't know. Civil just sort of. I was gonna like try to think who the MVP was, but like Civil just sort of dominated. So I think like you got Phod, who captained pretty much every game. So he had the big captain role, and then you got Sagat, Chun Li, and Za. I'd say were the other 3 who were the main forces for Civil.
I'd say you probably have to pick like Chun Li. Maybe Chun Li was MVP for Civil because he was the thrower always for them on all the throw maps, and there was like 3 throw maps. And they won every single one of those throw maps.
And he had the good hair pack south too for the PD game, the one they won.
Okay. But Za, of course, had the actual play that won that game for them, which was great. I still love that play that he made because he was willing to eat some mort shots on the way in.
Oh, on Great Divide.
Yeah, Great Divide. Oh, were you talking about a different game?
Yeah, for Piety.
Oh, Piety. Gotcha. Yeah. Right, the South Huron pack on Piety. Chun Li had that. Yep. Yeah, and he did a pretty good job. At least on the game they won. For Ginslingers, like I thought Deacon was maybe a bit standout for the first few games, but after that, not so much. So I guess those were kind of flukes, maybe. They didn't really have any standout players, to be honest.
Yeah, they were sort of just outclassed across the board, it feels like.
Yeah, for sure. And I remember back then, Ginslingers was like talked about as being a top team, and sure, like I guess because they made it to the finals or whatever. But man, like even amongst top teams or like the second team versus the first team, like there's still a big divide there. You know what I mean? Like they are totally outclassed by SF here. Let me ask you this: who do you think is the better team between BMF and Ginslingers?
I want to say BMF. I feel like just even though the play looks cleaner this year, which is like a time thing in my opinion, a year later in the game, like basically double the amount of the time Myth 2's been around. The thing is with Ginslingers, like they always got pushed to their side of the map and just sort of got surrounded. Like the game was decided before like the fights even happened. With BMF, sure that happened, but at least BMF, it didn't happen to them every game. Sometimes they were the aggressors. I feel like those games went like 60-40 probably in terms of wins, and this was just like a complete blowout.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think I give BMF maybe a slight edge. I definitely think they're probably in the same class team wise. I don't think they're like super different between one another. SF and Civil like definitely seem like they're just a class above the others at this point in time. So I can see why they're kind of have this like great legacy behind them, right? Because like 90, even 98, which technically they didn't win, but it was kind of like on this technicality or whatever due to some bullshit with, you know, balls being put out of contest range on the map or whatever, right? I'm pretty sure if that little fluke didn't happen, Civil would probably have won 98 as well on TFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess like with BMF, they had Scorpio and who was the other player? Hunted?
Right,
something?
Hunted. Yeah, at least BMF had two standout, good, like solidly good players. Yeah.
Like, they could go like toe to toe with the Civil guys, if not outplay them like many games. With this, they just seemed like they were less talented and they were getting out-stratted and out-coordinated.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, so the thing that gives me pause about BMF is I really didn't like their capping. Papa Scrub's capping I just thought was like super mediocre, which it kind of makes sense that that their team is already falling apart by 2000 here just a year later, because they went from second place down to like 8th place or whatever, and then I think by 2001 they disbanded. So I think there's a reason for that, and I think it's probably poor capping is one of the primary causes anyway. So yeah, you bring up a good point that BMF at least had some heavy hitters. I mean, Scorpio was like arguably the best player on both teams. Like he was, I think Phod, I was always trying to evaluate how Phod was back then, because people talk him up so highly. I think I see him more as a captain. I like him in the captain seat more rather than in the heavy hitting role, although I'm sure he could heavy hit some too. I don't think he's necessarily the best heavy hitter BC player in the game, though. You know what I mean?
I agree. He appears to be the brains and the glue guy, not necessarily the best individual player.
Right. Yeah, Scorpio and Hunted were definitely super solid, and then Civil had Guttermouth. We still don't know for sure who Guttermouth is in this match, but if I had to put money on it right now, I'm gonna guess He Who Eats Dung is Guttermouth. The only reason I would have selected Chun Li, but Chun Li captained 2 games, and so that's kind of throwing me off. I didn't think Guttermouth typically captained, so I'm not sure. I would guess one of those 2 players, but I just found it odd that if Chun Li is Guttermouth, that he captained the 2 Acts of PD games, because I didn't think Guttermouth really captained. So
yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting to see how these players would fare today. I think some people probably would transfer over, because I think the people are reading chat and typing and trying to strategize stuff. They might not be a freaking 4 or 5 baller based on their clicks, but I think they would be able to grasp concepts if they're the right people teaching them. I can't say the same for Ginslingers, to be honest. I'm not sure if any of them would translate over.
I don't think any of that. Yeah, I mean, maybe some of them would transfer over to being 3 ballers, 3.5 ballers. Maybe they could be solid role players on a top team or something. Maybe they're maybe 1 or 2 of their very best players could be like that. But otherwise, though, no, I don't think for the most part they would transfer over very well at all. This was the height of their myth career, I think, at this point. And as far as civil guys, there's no doubt in my mind Phod would have transferred over very well to like MWC. Like MWC is where his bread and butter is, clearly, and he even mentioned it in one of his posts where he said that he had been in like 8 team finals where he won all of them 8-0, and then he'd also been in 6 individual finals and he lost all of them 0-6. So like that tells me a lot, right? Like this guy is a team player, and that's I've seen that a lot with a lot of mythers over the years, right? You can see a lot of guys they do way better in 1v1 settings. They lack the kind of like team coordination, communication, and like strategic sensibility to kind of like really be, I'm not saying that they're not, like you take any top 1v1er, they'll be useful in a team setting, but like their impact on the game is like so far diminished compared to what they're able to achieve in 1v1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially at like tournament wins. Like you can put that best 1v1er in a team setting, and they can be getting the individual stats and stuff. But if you don't understand the full concept of the game and how to win team games, you might get some big wins, but you're not going to string enough wins together in a row to win a full tournament.
Yeah, like they might get like impressive stats, but their stats won't translate to wins necessarily for the game, right? And I would even argue even their stats won't be as good as what they could achieve in individual 1v1, because you can always be double teamed or triple teamed or get out of position. Like there's just so many things that will negate your amazing 1v1 ability. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, Phod would have been great, I think, in MWCs if he had kept playing, because he's clearly like he's like the best captain in the game for like basically 3 years in a row now. He was probably the best captain in the game back in 98 even. So 98, 99, 2000, he's probably the best captain. And he stuck around for a few more years. I don't know if he kept capping, but he clearly could have done well with that. And even if he didn't keep capping, he's clearly that capping experience and his mind for kind of like the strategy of things. He clearly would have kept learning and been a solid team player regardless of where he went. No doubt he would have been at least a solid 4-ball team player. I'm not sure if he'd be like 5-ball level necessarily, but he'd be like one of those like really smart 4.5 ball solid team players, you know?
Yeah. Any last thoughts?
I thought there was one more thing I wanted to mention, but I can't think of it. So just as a final recap, I guess, I think LSO really had a good summary before he left about like all the things that they did better in this match compared to last year, which was basically everything was better, but the only one, with one exception being the archers, I still think were not significantly better, right? The archer fighting, that was pretty much the same, I would say, for the most part, but almost everything else was better. Would you say that's a fair summary?
Yeah, it is, and it's interesting to me that it took that long for people to understand like how to dodge on archers and stuff like that, since the early myth was so like artery focused. Do you think that's something that they would have learned earlier? But who knows? I wasn't around. I was probably doing what they were too, so I can't say much.
Yeah, I would say not only the archers, but like the use of formations in general. We're still seeing almost all default formations. I haven't seen a single custom formation yet. And of those formations, those default formations, you only see like one or two more clumped up ones being used, not the more spread out. We did see at least one instance of the spread out one being used, but that was literally, I think, the only instance of it. So, those two things, the archers and the use of formations, still seem pretty much the same between 99 and 2000, but everything else, I would agree, is basically improved significantly. So
it's strange to me we're not seeing formations yet, because they were around. Because I remember playing Trow game, like ranked games in this era, Horn Trow, and that was like big thing for Trow. Like the Trowers and the main Merc guys, like the people that were getting those units were the ones who had the custom formations, could do the clumped Merc formations. So they were around at this time. So I'm surprised we haven't seen them yet.
And I can confirm that you're absolutely right about that, because as I was mentioning before, I was starting to experiment with melee at this point in time, and that's when I was first learning how tighter melee formations, like more clumped up than what the default gave you. The default like spread was something like, I could be wrong about this, but I think it was something like a 1.25 spread, and I ended up experimenting and to see what's the tightest clump you could get, and it was something like a 0.4 or even a little bit under 0.4 or something. And I might have ended up going with a 0.5 just because when you work with mauls, which are a little bit of a wider unit, they get kind of fucked up if it's less than 0.5. So, but yeah, you could significantly reduce, like make the formation more clumped up for melee. And just on that alone, if you ran the experiment with even melee forces, same box formation, but one has the 1.25 spread and the other one has the 0.5 spread, you can see a massive difference in the outcome just on that alone. So that was like one of the discoveries that I and a few others, there's a few others like Raziel, he was starting to experiment with melee around this time too. I remember showing Agenor. He just recently returned. I remember showing him some of the, like I remember showing him actually what you could do with melee, and like I was just dominating people. Like Agenor back then was probably considered a slightly better player than me at the time. He was actually really known for being really good with souls, and I was like, hey, let me show you what I've learned about melee. And I just remember like showing a few people, Agenor and some others, what I could do with melee by just doing some melee fights with them, and I would just dominate them like 75% plus. And that was not really known, like, oh, you can do that. Like people didn't think that there was much you could do to win a melee fight or improve your outcome that significantly with melee fights back then, you know? So
no. But
yeah, custom formations definitely were a thing. No idea why we're not seeing like some if they like clumped formations, then why am I not seeing some even more clumped up ones then too? Like they're using literally the same default ones, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's maybe a lot of rankers weren't signing up for Mithril Cup at this point. I'm not sure, because that stuff was common in ranked at least by 99. I mean, not by 99, but by at least by 2000.
Yeah, Civil wasn't really ranked players, were they?
I don't remember running into him. I did remember running into Caparoo, who was in BMF. Oh, was he in BMF?
I don't. Maybe. I thought I don't know, but he was mostly GTM. I think it was GTM.
Oh yeah, I guess we haven't seen him play. He hasn't been in these finals.
Yeah, I think you're onto something with that. Like, I just wonder if maybe that was more of a ranked thing, and maybe Civil just. Civil, you got to remember, Civil. They were like kind of top of their peak of the community since 98, right? 98, 99, and now 2000. So I just wonder if maybe because formations weren't so common back in 98, 99 time frame, you're starting to see other players start to use those custom formations, but they haven't really caught on to that because they're still the best and they didn't need them to still be the best, right? So,
yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna wrap this up and I'll post some like summary commentary for people to look at on the YouTube. I'll just see if there's any. I don't see any chat actually. No. Yeah. We'll wrap it up there, and if anybody else, well, never mind. Next week, I'll try to like get some comments at least from people, since nobody was here live. Get some comments from people to see if there's anything else they want to add to this. Especially like I want to know the damn identities of these fucking SF players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get that figured out for next week. But yeah, we'll try to do this next week. Next week will be MWC 2001, And again, we're expecting another similar jump up in the quality of play between 2000 and 2001, just like there was between 99 and 2000. So, yeah, we'll wrap it up there.
All right, sounds good. You have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Take it easy. See ya.
All right, bye.